the blizzard they do ride. Onward through the blizzard they do ride. With bread and butter and faithful hounds beside. The faithful folks of 10 towns they defend, and the rotten folks of 10 towns they offend. With flaming sword and staff and dart they'll pierce the veil, strike at the heart of the rill. My forces, they do not know they are heard. My forces, they do not know they are watched. All the lonesome cry of forgotten beasts will save us all or be a feast for winter. Okay. Yeah, that's a good starting place. Rough draft, Everybody's a Mimic theme song, Rhyme of the Frost Maiden. Take one. You wouldn't forget. It's cold on the mountain tonight. Yes, it's cold on the mountain tonight. And we need someone to save us. We need someone who's ready for a fight. Onward through the blizzard they do ride.
Howdy there. My name's Corey. Welcome to Everybody's a Mimic. We are an actual play 5th edition podcast, webcast, who is for the first time ever streaming on YouTube. We're not really new to YouTube. We've been uploading to YouTube for 22 sessions now. But the 23rd session...
22 years.
The 23rd session, however, is officially all on YouTube. We have given up on Twitch, turned our back on the witch. We are now deep within YouTube's pockets. My name's Corey. I am your Dungeon Master. I'm joined by 3 of our 4 players. Levi, played by Ben, is currently out kicking balls around in the field. That's a pretty good estimate. Playing a poorly mismatched rules of goat ball with the ball in a field. But
we believe this idiot is outside playing sports when there's perfectly good D&D inside.
You know, we're gonna have a real long, hard intervention with him on his priorities. That's for sure. But we are joined. 3 of our 4 players still here. First up, we have Carson, who is playing
Bitte and Delnadre.
Our resident Goliath, the stone that guides us through the storm. Big boy of the party.
Our dad who left us unsupervised.
The dad who left them unsupervised. Yes. And
he went out for a pack of cigarettes.
Yes.
And will he come back? Who knows?
We hope so, because our resident wannabe surgeon
Kuzu.
is Ray playing.
I play Rosemary Bone Crusher, also occasionally Bree Tea Leaf, also occasionally whatever animal I can change into at the time.
Do the
And I
animals each
did
have their own
surgery.
identity?
They sure
Are they
do.
not? Are they not also Rosemary?
They are Rosemary, but she gets to wear a funny animal mask.
So we're gonna have.
I like the ideal. I like the idea that you've got like multiple identity disorder, and it's just like, all right, yep. When I'm a spider, I'm actually a completely different person.
We're gonna have to discuss that. Definitely tackling that in our stream. Hopefully,
Because I need more personalities in this one body.
you need to be a ghost that's possessing and half orc.
I already have 3 character sheets open on my computer right now. Let's see how many we can max it out by the end of this campaign.
Oh goodness, we're gonna test the limits of Roll20. Finally, we have our third player. He's been a very helpful voice through the surgery we had last session. Definitely not always paranoid voice for the party's direction, and our local politician Blake, who is playing.
Hey, that's me. I play Delnadre Miracos.
Delnadre Miracos, the town speaker for Goodmead.
Goodmead.
Yep, I remembered it. Definitely not the other ones I was thinking of. Town speaker for
Wasn't sure if you were trying to let me fill in there or
I was getting there, but yeah. Town speaker for Goodmead. Merchant boy. And
I sell things.
what role do you think you played on that last session's surgery?
Absolutely the skill.
I was the Sue surgeon. I think that's the technical term. Yeah, the under doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Under doctor.
Excellent. So if you have not been watching us, we are adventuring party trying to uncover the cure for the endless winter that is currently plaguing the Icewind Dale tundra. We made our way around a number of the 10 town locations, helped out Caer Konig, helped out Turlemaine, helped out Goodmead, and that one other place that I am blanking on the top of my head, where the good leaves are from.
Is that Lonelywood?
Yes, Lonelywood, yes. We've helped out a number of towns. We've also made some excursions into the Icewind Dale. We've cracked open the secrets of the Black Cabin, took a little friendly jaunt over to the afterlife, and came right back. Good as new.
Better even.
Better even. And now we found ourselves high up in the mountains, the spine of the world, trying to weasel our way into the Goliath affairs and solve problems, and hopefully gain some more allies against the impending dangers that we face in trying to save Icewind Dale.
Indeed.
Last session, as I mentioned before, I had a little bit of brief of a surgery. Our barbarian, Levi, had survived an encounter with a slod and was carrying an unwanted passenger. And rather than wait until we got to the safety of the Yeti village, who are very skilled at magical surgery, likely had all the tools to prevent any sort of sepsis, we did what party?
We did impromptu surgery.
We did.
Because Levi wanted to.
Yes, as Levi, as patient as ever, decided that the nice, clean-ish, well swept dirt floor or stone floor of the Sky Tower shelter chieftain's room was as good of an operating table as any. Now, in Levi's, because he's not here, infinite knowledge, did he ask for ample help, Rosemary?
You kind of asked me to do it and not tell anybody.
Yeah, okay. So left you alone in the room with a blind Sky Tower Goliath. Wizened, but blind. And then a gentleman who had wanted nothing to do with this. It is fortunate that Delnadre happened to wander along. Delnadre, your thoughts, first sight. What happened there?
The natural reaction, I think, and you look in and see your friend has their hands inside the chest cavity of another one of your friends, and it was mostly just panicked screaming.
Panic screaming.
I think I cursed a little bit.
Definitely. I don't see Delnadre not being able to curse in that situation.
Nothing helps open chest surgery quite like a sudden scream. Really, really constructive. Very helpful to everyone involved.
Absolutely.
Yes. And with this calming nature, between the assistance of Delnadre, Rosemary's vast surgical knowledge, and the blind grandma assisting, they were able.
To be fair, I am medically trained as a character.
Yes.
Maybe not open heart surgery trained, but like I have medical training and have probably done surgeries before. Or helped with them before.
You are likely at like the EMT level.
Yeah.
It's just not so common that the person who picks them up from the ground decides to just do everything there. Why
this is definitely not something that I would be allowed to do unsupervised anywhere else.
Yeah, like why waste the money for the ambulance visit to the hospital? We are in America D&D, therefore healthcare is expensive. So yeah, we are overall, besides Levi having 3 weeks of super exhaustion to deal with, 3 in-game weeks of super exhaustion to deal with, everything worked out. Slot Egg was finished, eaten by Timothy, the crag cat, eaten in such a way that he burst the tadpole upon impact with his teeth, and no issue of a reoccurring slot chest burster gonna happen there.
In Levi's defense, I don't think I don't think this was Ben's logic, but Levi would probably not have the greatest confidence in the idea that, oh yeah, no, we're gonna get to the top of the mountain, there's gonna be a bunch of Yetis, and they're gonna be the best medical option for you.
Yeah, to be fair, we don't know anything about what the Yeti option was, other than the Yetis might know what's going on, shrug.
Yeah.
It's true.
So this was the first definite answer of, oh, this person has dealt with this before with a non 100 mortality rate.
Non 100.
Gosh.
Wonderful. Yeah, because Kanayaka did have a 100% mortality rate when it came to her assistance with slot surgeries.
I thought she said she hadn't, they didn't all die. I thought she said they didn't all die. Did they all die?
I mean, she might have said that.
She might have lied.
She might have said that. Yes. She might have said that when I removed the slot egg, they weren't all dead. I think that was
They might have died soon after.
But they
might have died due to complications after.
Yeah.
It's a morbidity.
Yeah. Exactly. But everything has worked out well enough for now that Levi is resting on the ground, breathing rather haggardly. His breathing is
got it in one.
Haggard. I hope that's a word. I really do.
It is.
Okay, wonderful. And right after, actually rather not right after, but after some hours of relaxation from the surgery, some time to unwind, although still strung out, I'm sure, from the excitement, the adrenaline from that surgery, Rosemary and Delnadre heard some scraping in the middle of the night back at the Sky Tower shelter, and that is where officially we ended last session. But earlier in last session, Bitte and Gaman, the Goliath, whom Sharp Talon is his master, whom has been collecting Chardalyn for some time. Him and Bitte went out to the edges of the Sky Tower's territory to investigate where the hunter allegedly disappeared and where Arn has placed blame upon the Thunkalaga Goliaths. So, Bitte, you and Gaman, although Gaman is the gatekeeper, you both have extensive experience maneuvering the mountaintops in that area, and I'm not even going to bother asking you checks to make your way through the shortcuts. But as you begin traveling along, Gaman is kind of talking about, the things that you guys typically talk about. Bitte, when you kind of make camp or stay with the Sky Tower shelters, and you've conversed with Gaman before, what are some of the things that you've brought up?
Some playful back and forth about goat ball has always featured. There had been lots of discussion of hunting techniques. They'll often just sit together around the fire with just a pile of sticks, and they'll whittle either useful little things or the base components of snares they want to make, and they kind of talk about them to get back and forth together, or they'll just artistically whittle. Ita always was always a little off on it. He could do utilitarian things, but the artistry of whittling never quite connected until it turns out bone was just the medium he was meant to use. Bone has just a little bit more rigidity that works better with the way he tends to use his knife when he's carving, and that's why he's so good at bone carving. Canon. But yeah, so it's a lot of shop talk of just survivalism and woodsmanship. Just because for the both of them, it's a hobby, yes, it's a job, yes, but it's a lifestyle. It's how they choose to engage with the world around them. And so having someone who shares that well is very pleasant. They tend to they're not together that much, so when they are, they like to. That's one of the things they like to discuss, that kinship.
Nice. Yeah, you guys reminisce. It's been since the start of your adventuring, you haven't been back here, so there's some time and there's some things to catch up on, some new techniques you might have seen, some bone carving tips that you got from the craftsman in Goodmead, and
he definitely shows off his bone darts.
Yeah,
and it's like, so they have made them a lot lighter and stronger, but they're still fire hardened, so they penetrate well. It concentrates the weight towards the nose.
Excellent. Have you had any fresh kills with them lately? You been able to use them against any woodland creatures, or perhaps enemies?
We used them against there was a cloaked, icy undead creature outside of a cabin that attacked us, along with some icy spirits. They did very well there. There was also, on the way into camp, there was an abominable yeti that had been trailing us, and it served very well to the lighter frame with the better dispersed weight allows for some very precise applications. It's more consistent because you're lowering the weight on the bulk of the shaft, though it is more fragile. And it's been very interesting, this change of mindset. It's what we've been facing lately has been higher stakes. It's been new, and I've been addressing it in new ways.
Seems like you've gotten a little bit of some additional battle knowledge. Hopefully, you won't be using that in whatever happens between our clans. I don't really want to be on the butt end of your darts. That's for sure. I've seen the way you throw your javelins.
It's something I have every intention of staving off as much as possible.
Right. You know, it's just I don't mean to bring our politics into it. Often we've tried to put it aside, but I have to ask. Are they going to attack?
They have no intention of outright aggression. They are fearful of what Skytower may do. They're preparing, certainly. If anything, I could see them perhaps placing additional patrols and being more aggressive when encroached upon. Less willing to stave off from the violence, which the wrong day, the wrong moment between people, that may well be enough to throw everything into disarray once again.
And this, I'm sure your scouts have found some, but this and he kind of pulls out a. This is the first time I would say along this trip, and we're not quite where the map is showing yet, but we're getting there. He pulls out a dagger that he has carved crudely, but you can tell even just from the work he's put into it. Definitely deadly. Like a crystal flint dagger. Crystal flint. Yeah.
Flint is a microcrystalline structure of quartz.
Excellent. So a crystal dagger that is, we imagine Chardolin to be something similar to. And he's kind of chipping away parts of it in order to sharpen it down. It's he kind of shows the kids. You guys haven't found any of this, have you? He makes no effort to offer up the daggers for you to inspect. He just shows it from his hip pocket.
He shows it, so okay, so he like unsheathes it like a couple of inches.
Yeah, doesn't even take it all the way out.
So in appearance, does it look to obviously be anything aside from flint or obsidian?
Forgive me if I'm wrong, and everyone else can chime in here. You've already had interactions with Jim Chardolin before when we raided the Fortress of the Duergar early on in our adventure. So,
okay.
Roll me a history check with advantage, or if you have any tools that would assist you with your mining, you can roll those as well. I'm not looking for anything high, but you should be able to recognize this.
Advantage is good.
So yes, yeah.
Well, not amongst the Wormdon Crag. I don't think they have come across any of it specifically, but there was, and we had mentioned when we came in to the leader of the Sky Tower, that maybe like, focusing on the Durgar potential incursion was a more apt, like warrior-like solution.
Yes.
To their pride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The current game plan for your adventuring party has been to pivot Sky Tower Shelter's aggression towards the Duergar, and to then join Thun Kalaga and the Wormdune Crag Goliath in that fight.
Well, you remember the the Durgar threat that we had mentioned, the first exposure we had to them, we found a small fortress, cleared it of its inhabitants, and there were samples of a similar shade of volcanic glass. Where did you find this?
Oh, kind of like puts the dagger back in and straightens back up. Yeah, around high up in the mountains, there's almost like a valley. Valley wouldn't be a very good because it just like a path, a line where it pops up more often than not. Along this line, we're able to collect some shards of Chardolin, and yes, you did. I do remember the Duragar that you mentioned earlier, but so Worm Doom Crag has not been able to find any. That's interesting. Interesting. Watch your step as he kind of helps guide you down. Now we're entering this map here. Guides you down the little steps here where the water kind of falls down. Now you're starting to get lower on the mountain, and Gamon mentioned to you as he was taking you to the area that the hunter's place is the place where the hunter disappeared was near the border of Sky Tower's territory. Given your knowledge and your experience with survival skills and such, where do you think you'd place yourself right now?
As far as like logical places for us to have descended into this area?
Not so, like along. I guess better question. Take that back out. Take it back. When you were following Gammon as he was taking you here, were you tracking where you are actively, or were you kind of putting your faith in your friend to lead you to where he said he was going to lead you?
Since Beta can track and do whatnot at speed, I would say that is just kind of his baseline activity.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, otherwise it's just I mean, if you've ever had like a hunting guide and you're not actually invested in it and you're just following them through the snow, it's god awful. All you can think about are your frozen fucking toes. So, so yeah, Beta would be actively tracking along as well and minding their position, keeping an eye out for threats since his friend is more focused on the course. So he would have been alert and monitoring their position.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Roll me. No, you would have been alert and monitoring your position. You're quite aware where you are. You're nowhere near the what
the place he said he was leaving.
No, I mean where the hunter disappeared is something that only the Sky Tower really know, because from what you've heard, even the Thunkalaga, the Wormjune Crags, couldn't quite find where that hunter had disappeared. Just mentioned, they suspected he was being held captive. But you're kind of like in a different, like you wouldn't necessarily call it a border on that borders Wormjune.
It's not so much a border as a place that like neither vibes quite go often.
Yeah, it's a place to say like you're on the border of Sky Tower Shelter, but you're not bordering Wormjune Crag.
Gotcha.
So when he lets you out, you kind of made some maneuvers around, and you thought, okay, we're gonna cut back. And when he said he was here, you're like, whoa, what's happening? Because you've actually just ended up heading off to the west from where Sky Tower Shelter is, kind of facing almost directly west, where Wormjune Crag is to the northeast of Sky Tower Shelter. Now you're along a path that, it's a roundabout way. I would say that up to this point, Bitte wouldn't have questioned it, but when he kind of says, okay, we're getting close, or we're here, what's going through Bitte's mind when you realize that you're just not where you're supposed to be?
Does Beta feel like his friend has led him to a place that's not the place in question, or that they are considering this a border between their territories, even though it is really just the periphery of their territory, unrelated to.
Roll me insight on how Bitte feels about this. Ultimately, Gammon is, while a Goliath and has survival skills when it comes to being in the mountain, he's not necessarily like a scout, although from what the players have heard and not from what you have heard. But in last session, Rahi had started mentioning that Gammon has been going scouting more often and collecting Charlatan in pretty hefty amounts. So yeah, with your insight check, it's not that Gammon is being untruthful. It's well within the realm of this is just a border of Sky Tower and not necessarily bordering with Wormdoom, but it could be the mentality of Sky Tower shelters to say, oh, this is our border, therefore Wormdoom Crag owns everything else. Or
Yeah, Beta.
Yeah.
Beta, as he looks around and he holds up his hand, and he puts one of his fingers on where the sun is above the horizon, and two of his other fingers on some of the peaks around that are kind of his landmarks that he grew up around. And he goes, "Come on, this may be the border of Sky Tower, but the Wormdoom Crag patrols would not have been monitoring this far. There's no reason they should have interacted."
I'm sure you don't want to admit it, but Wormdoom Crag Goliaths often feel like they have the whole spine of the world to themselves. Given the increased aggression between our clan of late, I don't think it would be so far-fetched to assume that your scouts happened upon a hunter out and about and decided to make our lives just a bit more strained with his disappearance. Anyways, we can go and investigate where they are, where we found tracks of them disappearing closer to the edge down there.
We will investigate, but you will note that the reason for the increased hostility is that there is less to be had closer to Wormdoom, closer to Sky Tower. There would be nothing of interest they would have been scouting to obtain out here.
Well,
if they wanted to patrol and defend against Sky Tower, they would have been patrolling our normal perimeter. But let us go on for now.
Yes. And he kind of, Gammon walks forward, splashing through the stream as he makes his way down, kind of just going on ahead of Bitte. And as he's with his back turned to you, kind of just, it's, wouldn't it be nice if some new blood took over, right? This petty squabbling. Look at us. We are young Goliaths who've made camaraderie through things other than where we live and how we identify with our clans. Wouldn't it just be better for for you and me to take over, right? You take over Wormdoom. I got Sky Tower, and we could make a new agreement. I mean, goodness, we could all the spine of the world would be ours.
Come on. I admit despite some deeper misgivings, I do mostly understand that the rivalry between us, between our clans, need not be remotely as hostile as it is. I wish that I wish that my I wish that my people could forgive an accident more easily, that yours could recognize the need to step back, a reference to a specific animal in favor of the well-being of all. Oh, but and perhaps I think it will take the next generation of leadership to reinstill camaraderie, the kinship. I mean, on a time we all share ancestors, did we not?
Exactly.
I do think it will take the next era of leadership, and if that were you, you would have my full support. But my place is not amongst the peoples. My place is in this. And Bitte throws his hand across the horizon. He says, these wild places, solitude, the power and secrets and joys that it holds, the freedom.
But
That is not something I will get living in a hole in the ground.
I understand your personal freedoms, your life outside the mountain. This is not something I want to take away from you. No, what? And he turns away and looks out across the cliff. It's a pretty deep. I'm gonna go with hundreds of feet before you hit the bottom there.
Okay.
Nice little waterfall. This valley, perhaps an area where I don't know what could have caused this. Maybe iceberg moving through a glacier. Moving through many millennia ago. Anywho, it's a pretty steep drop as he steps up to the edge and kind of looks out. He's like, What if I had a... He turns to you. What if I had a way we could do all that now? Weapons, support, both our Goliaths. We could come together. These leaders that we have that are feuding, if they just weren't there, we could devote Goliaths to a new era. An era where we truly ruled the spine of the world. You saw it before, that Chardolin. He pulls out the dagger again. You see it's about the size of a forearm and, a machete, a real Crocodile Dundee dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Pulls it out and look, this is what I've done, and I have no experience, no true art. We could make these into real weapons. The wooden spears, the shields, the weapons of our Goliaths. Those who wouldn't want to be with us would have no chance to stand against us. Look, we're here. This is the site where one of our friends lost their life to the feud between our clans. Wouldn't you just want to put our swords in the snow, come to an agreement to end this now?
He was taken, is my understanding. Not lost his life.
Yeah, yes.
Gammon, where is the trail?
It's he kind of
And Beat is gonna look around and not like walk off and start searching, but like look around and see like in the snow if he sees any signs or tracks that Gammon was supposedly following.
Yeah, so roll me a survival check. Looking for tracks in the area around you.
Alrighty.
Um,
I will use my once per session inspiration
yeah,
and roll again.
well done. A lot better.
That's an improvement, yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of look around and it clicks on you. Not that something you've been feeling off about this whole thing, but when you get down here and you look at the freshly fallen snow, the stream that's flying through here, or that's streaming through, the stream that's streaming through, the stream that's bubbling on. You don't know how he would track. Like follow the tracks to a hunter missing a week and a half ago. In fact, you look behind you, there's some little inlets, small caves. As you walk around and look and inspect the area, do you move closer to Gemon? Do you stay where you are? Are you kind of just looking from where you are, or are you looking around?
So I think he was just looking around him where he was standing, but now seeing nothing and having that realization, Beta is going to wander a little bit more. You said there's some caves around these areas.
It's like a small, nothing like you could actually like walk in
Inlets,
like a
like a little shelter.
Yeah,
ledge
like
thing.
it goes in. There's some, from the way that the sun kind of gets blocked out by that little rock
Yeah.
cropping. You really don't have a lot of light in there, and you didn't have, it's light outside. I don't think you have a torch going. Looking inside, you don't think that there's anywhere that's really going to go anywhere.
This is a cave?
No, that's a rock. It's like that blocking light
I
from.
know, under the cave.
No, like the cave is.
Oh no, it's blocking light to these alcoves.
Yeah, because the sun is
Okay.
coming from your, southeast, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever, the bottom right of this map.
Yeah. So Beta will say, so who was it that reported the hunter missing?
Oh, I did. That's how I know that he got here. Had to get here. I mean, this is where he went missing. Bitte. Friend. What?
Beta is going to keep Gammon in his peripherals and walk towards this alcove and say, perhaps he might have hidden in one of these shelters. And he'll go and try and look in this little cave area.
Yeah. Get close enough. There's no need for perception or any check. You look in, and it looks like perhaps it was a old channel for a stream or something, but at this time there's nothing really. Kind of just shrinks down to a hole about the size of your forearm, and kind of goes off and goes off to the right. You might stick a javelin or something inside just to kind of see how long it goes. About 3 feet in before you aren't able to go any further.
Mm-hmm. And I'll check the others.
So as you walk around to those side, Gannon kind of like stops you right as you're right here. So I'm gonna pull you back. There you go. And you just bitte, look. What do you? He probably fell off, and he kind of gestures you to look over the edge. Maybe you can see some tracks down there that would explain where he went. But a fall from this height.
You said he was taken, not fallen. A hunter falling on his own is no issue of Thulna Kalaga.
I did say that, didn't I? And he snaps his fingers. And growing out of the small little inlets are two Duergar, hammers in hand as they walk, not aggressively towards you, but menacingly. Goodness gracious.
Wait a second. I think this guy might not be all on the up and up.
Coming.
Bitte.
I am not the first you have given this proposal to, am I?
If I started with you, I probably wouldn't have got anywhere. It's not just me,
You
Bitte.
had-
There are others who agree with me, who see a better future like I know you do.
Yes, and if you chose to pursue that amongst the laws of your own people, say that if you have the might and you have the will, you claim the power. Do you abandon this?
There's no
It's
laws.
your own philosophies.
The laws of our people are enforced by some elderly ne'er-do-well who, to this day, still spats on about who caused what with that Griffin accident all those years ago. No, Bitte, you know it as much as I do. There's no future for us with this feud. And the Duergar here, they can help us harness the real power of this Chardolin, make it into weapons that will maim our enemies. Perhaps even we can finally take back the tundra. We were here first. All those humans decided to populate the valley, the tundra, the hospitable regions. We don't have to choose this rough life. We can just take it, Bitte.
We have never been unwelcome in the towns. At any point we could return. Our people chose to reside on the mountain.
Our ancestors chose. Time for a new choice, for the new blood to strive forward into the future, to carve a new path. These winters, there's no end. We have to take what we can to survive. What we have of it, what we have here, this Bitte. Listen to me. I don't want to hurt you, friend. Come with me. Come together. With your skills for navigating the mountain, with the skills of the Duergar, morphing these into this crystal into a true weapon. With those who I have recruited, nothing could stand in our way. Why do you fight this?
Come on. Do not do this to yourself. And do not force me to do what you would force me to do if you pursue this. And Vita looks over his shoulder and shakes out his the bracelet on his right hand with various gems and bits of metal,
Mm-hmm.
metal and ore taken from the mountain, and will what's a good what does giant sound like, do we think, as a whole? Just deep and guttural? Is that,
Yeah.
do we think?
Yeah.
It's basically just common, but with a thick southern accent.
Uh, did that grumbly sound come through?
Yes.
Okay. So Bita goes, and
Oh god.
and casts Hunter's Mark on this Durgar.
Okay. Duragar, like you can see the second that your hunter's mark falls upon him, he tenses, grabbing at his hammer, even like gritting his teeth, looking at you, but still, his eyes jot over to Gamon, and Gamon puts a hand up. Bitte, don't want to fight you here. Can easily just make you go away, protect you, get you away. You can leave your compatriots behind. You said you wanted the freedom to be on your own. Leave the mountain. Just walk off. You don't have to take part in this. You can easily just let go what has happened. But come, look. Look down into this valley below. The Duergar are moving without you and I. They have their own plans. We can either be part of it, be with it to gain power through this deal, or we can fight fruitlessly, helplessly, against the monstrosity they are preparing for 10 towns.
Gammon, I regret that I have been so long from our homes. And yeah, Beta will draw a dart and sling it at the throat of this Durgar.
All right. Let's do this. Gamon is going to, for the time being, not participate in this fight. At least he'll have a turn. We'll see what happens there. Let's clear this. You want to roll?
Yes, I'll go ahead. It is a sharpshooter attack, as all attacks are. By golly. Do I have I do have sharpshooter selected properly. It's a 11 to hit. Shit. Presumably missing.
11 does not hit.
Okay. Is this a surprise round? Let me go ahead.
It is your surprise
roll my
round.
initiative.
So yes, you are going to be able to
Okay.
attack again. And let's see. Give Gamon his turn. Load. There you go. All right, you are up again, Bitte.
Okay.
Your dart kind of slings out and clinks off the shield or the armor of the Duragar, who kind of just grabs its warhammer, begins to kind of
Okay, and as he's looking as it goes past him, will a 14 hit?
14 will not hit.
Okay.
Now, would you like to move anywhere?
Yes, Beta will come to here.
Okay. Gamon steps forward in between the Duergar and Bitte. Once again, he pleads with you, Bitte. Bitte. Friend, do you think you can make it back in my territory? Do you think you can live from this hunt that will ooh. Bitte, what are you doing, my friend? What is your plan here? We not only have you outnumbered, it's an ambush. I prepared for this. How many more Duergar have I set up along our path? How many more Duergar do I have making their way to your friends right now? This wasn't what I expected. But Bitte, if I need to make your death another flame on which I burn these horrible ancestral what have you. I will. Once more, Bitte, I ask of you, stop this. Give up. Stay and join me. And he holds out his arm.
I have failed you, Gammon.
Got 5. 25. Coming right along.
Oh, is it? So I didn't actually compare what the distance was. Okay. Okay, yeah.
Did you have more? I feel like you should have had more to move. If they...
Yeah, no, I had more, but I just wanted to get out of. I don't think there's anywhere I can go that gets out of dashing range of them.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
oh, actually, I suppose. Let's see. So
place where you want to go.
So he was like here.
I think you were one down.
Okay, so one down. So, 25, 30. Could he get up on this ledge here?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. It's pretty easy. You're just going to be able to walk up that. Maybe the top. No, with your experience, you should be able to like kind of like move through that. No problem. I wouldn't, unless the Duergar are right on top of you or something. But the, come on, he doesn't necessarily want. This is not the way he expected it to go. They're gonna kind of rush at you, and he's gonna shout at them, giving him, they're not gonna dash at you. They're gonna stop right there. They have some javelins. They'll throw one. The one that you hunter marked will throw a javelin before Gamon kind of says, "Stop! We must give him time. He's too powerful of an ally." So we'll chunk a javelin at you.
Fuck. Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
Okay, not too bad. 10 damage.
Right.
Oh, we're back up to you.
Change. All right. Let me just change how I have my bars set because it says 12, 15, 14 for some reason, which is maybe I haven't edited it since. Maybe I haven't edited the token in a long time, but I don't think that's possible. Not to that extent.
It should not be, right? It should be.
Yeah, no, it certainly shouldn't be.
Let's see if I can.
The way I like to do it, it should be 7.
Yeah. Okay.
I see. What's he wearing? He's wearing scale mail, I think. Scale mail's 13 plus 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 15, 17. What was the damage on that? 10?
Yes.
Okay. 31 of 41. And then
Gale is 14. AC.
10. Okay. Gotcha.
14.
Gammon's 14.
Gammon's AC is 12.
Okay, then whose AC was 14?
The Duergar's AC is higher than 14.
Okay.
That's who you were.
Okay.
That's who you were throwing.
I was like, wait, if they were 14, yeah. Yeah. I was throwing it. I was throwing it with Duergar.
Yeah, no. It's higher than 14.
Okay. So is it Bita's turn again?
The 14 was your scale mill. You asked me earlier what the AC of scale mill is.
Oh, the AC of scale mill is 14. Oh, right.
14.
But he has a +1 dex. So yeah, 15 plus shield.
Yes.
I was just making sure I had it. Right. Okay. So Bita is going to go up. I imagine this ledge is probably difficult terrain. So 5, 10, and he'll just stay up there.
If you want.
Does Bitte ignore difficult terrain in his favored?
Actually, I think no, motherfuck. He just flat out avoids difficult terrain.
Yeah, I earlier whenever I mentioned it, you can definitely just.
Oh
run
wait, no,
that.
it says doesn't slow group travel.
Mm.
Oh no, I ignore difficult terrain. Okay.
Back and forth and forth, and Bitte is survivalist.
Okay, so how high are these walls? Would you say?
10 feet. Let's see, from where you are to the end is 15 feet at the very end.
Okay. I'll say he'll go up. He'll make it all the way up to the top of this, and he'll rain another dart down on this guy from height.
Okay.
Motherfuck.
That will not, unfortunately, hit.
And then he'll back up so that they have less of a visual.
Mm-hmm.
Back up to like the angle that would be like about like half cover or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So taking some space back. Come on. You hear him audibly sigh. He's just, Bitte. Tell me this, Bitte. Are you going back to Sky Tower, or are you going back to Wormdew?
I am going back to my friends.
Bitte. That is not what I wanted to hear. Do you understand Undercommon?
No.
Okay. So, he issues some orders in Undercommon to the Duragar, and Gamon will kind of take his turn to go over to this wall, climb up it, so that he's at an equal level. Maybe he's probably a little bit lower than you, because it looks like that far left one is still a bit higher, and maybe he makes it over here, so he's moved up. So he's looking at you now, but he doesn't do anything. No attacks or anything. He's gonna continue to sit and wait. Although he does take out a couple of spears that he has war axes that he has created Chardolin tips for. The Duragar, on their turn, one of them is going to use its turn to crawl up here. The other one is going to make its way down here. So we got, from where you were going, 20. Make it a couple more. He's not going to be able to see anything, but the one that was over here that climbed up is going to be able to take a quick little javelin. Actually, he is going to enlarge. So this one right here at the top is now enlarged.
Okay.
And your turn.
All right. Vito will once again sharpshooter attack the one that he has hunter's marked.
Okay.
Which, please, dear God, no. Fuck.
Sorry. You would be destroying them if you could hit.
Yep.
Yep. Do you want to run away? Even though the map doesn't really continue that way, I would say you could probably move to the south. You do recognize where you were. You know that if you went down into the valley, assuming everything's safe and you can make your way down, however safely you can make your way down while they're attacking you, you could get away. You'll kind of follow along and go a roundabout way to where Gammon would either have to follow you or he would just go straight back to the Sky Tower. If you huffed it and puffed it, you might be able to make it back ahead of him, but unlikely. But you would be safer from attack because you're just going to have advantage on getting down those cliffs comparative to that Duragar. You go to the other way, you go to the way that Gammon led you here. He's going to have the same knowledge as you, and you are, he made that comment earlier. He led you to an ambush. So what are you feeling right now, Bitte?
So Beta is placing himself in a spot near the top of this thing, so that once this guy gets up, he'll be right in front of Beta.
Okay.
And then, if this continues to go poorly, he will probably run away.
All right, let's go one more round then. Iman is going to move 15 feet up this way. He's going to try to move him. Make sure I'm good here. 10. He has a couple more. Let's place him up here. He's still talking to you, Bitte. Bitte, am I gonna have to drag your limp and lifeless body back to our clan before you accept what I'm offering to you? Just tell me, friend, do I need to kill you to stop you? Bitte?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking of what Beta would say.
Okay, no worries.
Beta will just say, "You spoke." Sorry, I have in my head Star Wars Episode 3 going on. Because he had
You
the
were
high
my
ground.
brother. I loved you.
He had the high ground, and he's like, "You," and so he was gonna say, like, "You spoke of being the chosen one." um, and just like, it was shown that you will do exactly what you wish to do. And that's all he'll say on that subject.
Mon is going to throw a warning javelin. A warning javelin. Yeah, he's just gonna chunk a make sure that the Goliath warriors actually use javelins. I would hope so. But yeah, they do. He's gonna chunk a warning javelin. I'm just gonna roll it anyways, but he's purposely missing you. And it's regardless. And he just kind of like right here, little javelin, just kind of like a warning shot. But he continues. He says some more orders to the Duergar, and they chuckle.
Was this javelin Chardolin tipped?
Can a javelin be Chardolin tipped? If so, then yes.
I mean, yeah, it can have a. Javelins will often have, a tip of some sort, like anything else.
Yes, then yes, it does have a Chardolin tip.
Okay, good to know.
And yeah, so Duergar, they are going to the one that's down here. He's gonna have to use his turn to climb up and get up next to you. Let's see if it's difficult terrain. We're taking 10, 20, 30 feet. He's gonna be able to make it up here. And he'll when he gets up here, he will, however, also enlarge. And this one over here,
Okay.
that is sitting there, is going to throw a enlarged javelin. Ugh, damn public. There we go. 7 is gonna miss. His Duergar friend is in the way, causing him some issues. But Bitte, we're back up to you.
Okay. All right. Fuck it. Beta will, in this case. God damn it. I really wish I hadn't had 4 attacks. 4 or 5 attacks, all miss.
It has been very hurtful. That is. And I'm telling you, you would have demolished those Duergar with those decks. They were, not meant to be the strongest people there.
Yeah, okay. Give me just a second to look at some shit. And do some last minute thinking.
You can run away. It's always an option.
I know I can run away. I know it's an option.
Nobody's going to tell stories about Bitte the Goliath that ran away. I mean, Gamon will, yes, but not very many other people will. Maybe Daniel from the Sky Tower shelter. He might tell stories as well. And Ayaka might poke some fun at you as well. Mm-hmm. It just all ends up who lives after this scuffle.
Okay, Beta will.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Beta will will drop Hunter's Mark, bonus action cast Zephyr Strike, use that to move 30 feet up. That's not, yeah, okay, 30 feet up without provoking opportunity attacks, and will he's going to grab the javelin as he goes past it.
Okay, nice.
And then we'll launch another dart, trying to get the fucking tables to turn. Also, here, let me change, because it, for whatever reason, defaulted back. Motherfucker, it's been using dex instead of strength. All those rolls would have been better.
Oh no. Let's see. The closest.
Yeah, all those rolls would have been 3 higher.
3 higher.
So just look at the dice rolls instead of the bonus rolls.
So then
it avoid the -3.
The 17 would have hit. Would have been just that one would have hit.
Okay, so the 17 for 18 damage on this guy.
Because it says, okay, so what, your strength is +6, or is your strength +3? Because it says dart +3. But I'm guessing that's your dex plus your proficiency, so it should have been 5.
Yeah, so that's my dex plus proficiency. So my dex is a +1, my strength is a +4, so...
Oh, okay, yeah, so there's your 3 there. Okay, so yeah, so
I mean, actually, in hindsight, I suppose I could leave it and just ignore the -3.
Yeah.
But... Oh, but no, because it would affect the damage as well. So
Yeah.
better just to have it all. So instead of a 2, it would also be 3 higher than that. So it would be 16 plus 5, 21 damage.
21 damage. Okay, so the Duergar that's been chasing you, right up here, instead of going from, haha, it missed me, now went to, oh shit, I have a bone dart into my chest. He is not doing so well. You basically impaled him. In fact, given that has changed things a bit, he would not have enlarged. You probably would have stayed down here. If not, let's assume that, like, when you were up there, you tried to throw at him, he probably would have moved back. So yeah, he would have given you some distance, because he does not want to die. So now that we have that situated, we start this turn over again.
Okay. In that case, instead of casting Zephyr Strike, and so he looks like quite rough.
Yeah, you can see his health bar. I'll put it up there.
Okay, so instead of casting Zephyr Strike and using a dart, Beta will instead let me check a couple of boxes here. Beta will instead, well, actually, I guess he'll still use a dart, I think, instead of using a javelin.
Okay.
He'll stay using a dart. and so that he can get his bonus to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And he will attack. I don't know why it came through twice, but
And you're
hang
attacking
on, is that?
you're attacking the one that is at the bottom, or is it the different one?
Yeah, the one at the bottom. And sorry, it shouldn't be 22. It should be it shouldn't be 22. It should be 12 because he didn't sharpshooter.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's gonna kill the one at the bottom.
So 18.
Your guard
Okay.
at the bottom is gonna die. Blood begins to pour into the river there as the Duragar just kind of slumps over from your dart. Yeah, dart. Travels down. The other Duragar is quite angry, and Gamon kind of just he begins shouting some stuff in Undercommon at Gamon, and you can kind of Gamon's Undercommon tone has shifted slightly.
And B2 will shift Hunter's Mark to the other, or actually he'll shift Hunter's Mark to Gamon.
Okay. So we're shifting Hunter's Mark to Gamon. This one no longer has Hunter's Mark, and it is now Gamon's turn. That you did not didn't have all the power here, Bitte. Didn't have all the power to save you if you continue to do stupid things, Bitte, and you are doing stupid, Bitte. Didn't want to kill you. He's gonna hurl 2 javelins your way as he begins to walk towards you. He's gonna end in 2, 1, 2, and then he's gonna walk up. So I don't know if the first one. I suspect the first one will not hit you.
B2 would have distanced himself a little bit more. Kind of think of it, but it just don't really have room to do that.
So you're saying you're giving yourself some more room off to the right? You'd put in some more space.
Yeah. Like just 30 feet off to the right.
Okay.
So he still would be in range of the javelins. He's just keeping him out of dart range.
Okay.
Or out of melee range.
Melee range. Gotcha. So come on, we'll just continue to march forward towards you. Going to
hitting with 1.
Oops. Clicked on the wrong screen. 7 damage.
7 damage. Noted. Can I forgot to. Can I have stoned endurance the 10 damage? Or
yeah.
If not, all stone. Okay.
Or you can hold.
Just let me roll.
I mean, ultimately, yeah, it'd be fine. If you want to do it from before, it's no problem. And so
okay. I mean, it probably won't make a difference. It probably won't be more than
Duragar.
Okay, yeah, no, it makes a difference.
Yeah. Duragar is gonna chunk javelin at you. It's actually gonna hurl 2 now. So we got a 9 and then a 16.
9 and a 16, both will miss.
Both will miss. All right. So back up to your turn, Bitte. The Duragar is going to move forward. So I assume as long as you're continuing moving 30 feet until one of them dashes, we'll just keep them where they are. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and let me mark my uses of mark the rounds that have gone by in Hunter's Mark. Does Hunter's Mark last a minute or is it an hour?
Ooh, I think it's longer because can't you use
up to an hour? Yeah. Okay, never mind. It's an hour.
Yeah, because you can use it to track, and you've used it before to track them out.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. Beta will and
that javelin.
And actually, can I have made the Hunter's Mark on the other Duragar still?
Yep, because you haven't done anything with it, so I will allow it. But the Hunter's Mark is now on the Duragar.
Yeah, just because I realized the Duragar is a bigger threat because he is also enlarged. And Beta will. Beta's gonna. Actually, no. Beta will abstain from sharpshooter because things are a little more desperate. And yeah, let me. Where do I have the show? Okay, sharpshooter damage is off. So anyway,
I'm gonna start.
Anyway, never mind.
Carson, I'm gonna step away for just a moment. Brief 5-minute break. I gotta go grab something.
Okay. All right, yeah. See, motherfuckers, it shifted back to Dex again. Just between those attacks. I don't know why. It's very bizarre. It's deeply frustrating.
You're doing great on the ambush, by the way.
Trying. We trying.
Yeah, my brain has like that part from like the Plague song in Prince of Egypt where it's like, once I called you brother. While like chaos
man.
chanting is going on in the background.
Oh man. That's a great one. Also, I recently found out that Steve Martin was one of the sorcerers. One of the Egyptian sorcerers.
That tracks.
Yeah, no. Messed me up. Oh shit! Fuck! My French fries!
The fries.
Not the fries!
Oh no, yeah, those are coal black.
Oh. Maybe they're sink fries. If you just like very carefully scrape every individual side of the French fry into the sink. It's like sink toast, but for French fries.
What? Wait, what? Why would I scrape it into a sink?
So, my mom has a concept called sink toast, which is when you burn your toast and then you scrape off the burnt part into the sink. So that you get to like the slightly less burnt toast underneath it. I thought maybe you could do sink fries. Oh, so I'm gonna take the recycling out while I have this light break, but I will be right back.
Yeah, go for it. Oh yeah, no, that's deeply inedible. Well, shit. That's what I get for interacting socially.
All right. Apologies for that. Somebody was picking up.
Sorry, I
something.
burnt my fries.
Oh no! How? Why are you making
They were in
fries
the oven the whole time.
in the middle of a combat? Bitte, you need to be.
I was trying to bake them before the combat.
Bitte, you need to have better awareness. You can't be chunking javelins and making fries. This is why you missed all of those darts.
In fairness, I wasn't chunking javelins and making fries. I was just chunking javelins, and that's why I burnt fries.
Did you come up with what you were doing for your turn? Was it killing them?
Yeah, it was trying to do more of the killy kill. I discovered that my thing had motherfucker. It did it again, just between me standing up to go realize I had burnt my fries. It transitioned the dart back to using fucking Dex.
I don't know what is causing this. I don't even have your character sheet open.
You doing this?
I know.
Are you doing this?
I do not have your character sheet open, so it wouldn't even be me.
Are you doing this for funsies?
I don't know who else has control of your character. Me?
Hang on.
Just me.
Just you. It did it again.
I did just open up your character sheet, but I think we're just gonna have to give up on that dart and just
hang on. I'm gonna delete the dart on the sheet. Why won't it let me delete? Motherfucker. Okay. Let me delete darts from my inventory.
Let me delete Bitte real quick and we just build him back up.
which I apparently can't do. It's showing a pound sign instead of anything usable. Oh my god. Okay,
Case of the cursed
It
dart.
got rid of it. Let me just type the word dart. 1d4.
Using strength, good. Plus strength, good.
Okay, don't you click on anything, Corey,
I'm not
because it might change it.
I'm clicking on nothing. I don't even have your character sheet
Okay.
open anymore.
Okay, good. All
Good.
right, here we go. So non-sharpshooter dart attacks for the extra bonus to hit, but still using planar warrior and hunter's mark.
Yep. Miss.
Fuck. I. Okay. Continuing on.
Run away.
It's their turn now.
Okay. Gamon has lost his ability to become impartial in this fight. He's going to running at you, still trying to moving and throwing as he ensures that he sticks, keeping that 30 feet gap between you and him. 16, 18 is going to hit, for 10 more damage.
Okay.
Durigar, same thing. Even though the map has changed, we're now kind of theater of the mind. We're moving across an ever so slightly slope up mountain. You have the high ground, of course. Along the pathway here, you're going to get to that peak. You're going to be able to walk along a ridge. You're going to be going down some ridges, then back up some ridges, and then you're going to be within a relative stone's throw of Sky Tower Shelter, but you will be doing some zigzaggy going back and forth to make yourself back up to the same height. So you got some space between now and then for nice openness, but you are slowly, once you hit to the top of that ridge, which I'd say, we'll give it 2 more turns, it's going to be a bit more difficult for them to hit you, and it's going to change how this all goes. Anywho, Javelin's going out. 1 Javelin's going to hit you for 8 damage. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong sheet. So let's do this again. 2 Javelins going out. Where are they going? Oh my gosh. Bet these damn public rolls. Alright, so same thing. 7 damage. Save what lucked out there for 1 damage. So 7 damage to the Duragar. Like I mentioned earlier, keeping that distance, we're moving up the mountain on our way back to Sky Tower Shelter. Actually, question, are you leading them back to Sky Tower Shelter? Or are you leading them in a different direction?
Beta is heading back to Sky Tower Shelter.
Okay. All right. Give me some more javelin throws here. The Duragar has not been hit yet. 1 Duragar is down. Come on, has not been hit yet. Bitte, you have been hit twice. 3 times, if you count the one you stoned endurance.
Yes, Beta will. In hindsight, I do think we should have pushed for that level up. So Beta could have a second fucking attack. Beta will sling 1 more dart.
Okay.
17 to hit.
On the Duragar or Gamon? The Duragar, right?
On the Duragar.
Yep. That hits.
For 14 damage.
Okay. You kind of get him in the leg. It's big, thick thighs. Is in large state. It's quite a bit of chunk of damage. It's going to put a bit more hampering on him. Right, the Duragar's going to kind of like sit and go, my knee. Javelin to the dart to the knee.
And Beta will also take his little antler whistle that he wears around his neck and start blowing on it as hard as he can to try and attract the attention of anyone else who's out, any kind of trolls, or potentially a Griffin Rider patrolling from the Sky Tower clan.
Okay. What is this antler whistle sound? Deep, high pitched? Does it make a...
Oh, it is piercing.
Piercing. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it is like a steam whistle.
Roll me performance.
Ready? Straight roll. 16.
Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. You make this high-pitched, piercing whistle, which goes out. At the time, no sounds reverberate back to you, come back over to you over the top of the hill from the side of the mountain that you're on. So basically, as you are moving away, you're just constantly blowing on this whistle.
Yes.
Okay. Duergar, he's gonna take one last shot at you. So because he's gonna chunk one. Oh, bad. He should not have fired that second one from before. Luckily it missed, but good notes here to remember. Just gonna chunk one big enlarged. Stop asking me if it's a damn roll. One big thing. We got a javelin that does not hit. And with that, he is going to reduce his... He is not going to reduce the size because that takes an action. Oh no, it's just for a minute. Anyways, he's gonna say bye. And shrink down. Hunker down. And he's gonna grab his friend. And Bitte, it's back up to you. It's just you and Gaman.
Okay, Beta will...
I'd say at this point, from where the Duergar still had some space. He's probably not. He's maybe, let's see, in terms of where he is on the map, you still have sight of him. He's probably right here at the edge, from where he was before, just ready to go down. But just put him. He's still targetable this turn.
Yeah. Seeing the immediate threat going off, Beta will go back to using Sharpshooter. We'll deselect Hunter's Mark, but he will keep Hunter's Mark up. Oh, actually, hang on. I need to roll, I guess, 3 concentration checks.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been hit 3 times.
Okay, so
it's down.
So yeah, so he gets back 2 health from that last one, because I think that's the only one that actually hit.
Yeah.
Isn't it like half of the damage roll? How much damage have you taken?
Yeah, with a minimum of 10.
Oh, oof.
Yeah. But yeah, so with that having dropped, but now this Pizza will just focus on Gammon. He will not be using Hunter's Mark, but he will be using Planar Warrior and Sharpshooter, and he will sling a dart at Gammon.
Okay, that hits.
Oh man, if only I had advantage. Or actually, yeah, let me roll the damage. Let me just roll it again and just take the damage, because that's the crit damage. So 23 damage to Gammon.
Okay. 23 damage to Gammon. He doesn't like that. That hurts. Gammon's like, Bitte! And so in his turn, he's going to make up the distance. He's going to dash towards you. So at this point, he's been keeping up with you. He's going to use his turn to get right up in your face. Your turn. And the Duergar is going to retreat from the battle.
Okay.
Take him off. He is back down to his friend and is you don't know what he's doing with the body at this time.
Beta will bonus action cast Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
So let me mark up that spell slot. And we'll move 30 feet without provoking opportunity attack. We'll sling out a sharpshooter dart. Will a 13 hit Gammon?
13 will hit Gammon,
Or-
yes.
Okay, and to be clear, let me double check. Okay, it stayed at a +6, motherfuckers.
So wait,
Okay, for 23 damage.
Okay. All right, so that's gonna hurt Gammon. 23 damage. Okay. So he's so you've given him 30 feet of movement back, right? I mean, more distance.
And actually, Beta used the Zephyr Strike attack on that,
Mhm.
so to keep the D8 of damage. So Beta, which gives him an extra 30 feet of movement. So Beta's actually 60 feet away from him.
Okay.
So if he wants to try and come up into melee, he's got to dash again.
Is that dash again? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gammon's going. His mind has been plagued by the Charlatan. It's not in his right mind. You know, one, he's trying to overthrow the his family, his friends, but two, he's attacking his friends. You know, not quite thinking too clearly. Let's see what we got here.
Rock make brain no work.
Yeah. He doesn't want to keep fighting. He's gonna run away. He's gonna he's just gonna 60 feet dash the opposite way. So you were 60 feet away from him. Now he's made a distance 120 feet. He's not walking back to where the hunter thing was. He's just putting distance, just getting away from you, but kind of gonna run along the edge of the cliffs here. So you're 60 feet away. Now you are 120 feet away from him, and he is hightailing his ass away from you.
Okay. Let me double check something real quick. Okay, let me double check something else.
My bet is on what attack has a range of 120 feet.
Yes, that is exactly correct.
Eldritch Blast.
Okay, specifically you know what it can do with a dart, and Beta will cast.
Sorry, was there a question?
So Beta will
Go on. Never mind. Go on, Bite. What are we doing here, buddy?
Yeah, so Beta will cast Zephyr Strike again with a bonus action.
Again.
And will. Oh. So let me mark off that slot. Oh, nope, I'm on the wrong thing. Mark off the spell slots. Tabs. The beauty of tabs. Beta will cast Zephyr Strike and then will dash to maintain a 60-foot distance on Gammon.
Okay, so you're chasing back after him?
Yeah.
Okay. His turn. He's sprinting 60 more feet away.
Okay.
Everything we want to kill runs from us.
Your turn.
The Yeti all over again.
Your turn, Vite.
Yeah, so Beta will let me change up what I have selected attack wise. And Beta will.
So wait, if Zephyr increases your speed by 30, wouldn't your dash
it increases
bend
your speed by it increases your oh shit. Well no, it gives you an extra 30 feet.
Until you use that Zephyr Strike in an attack, right?
It gives you the extra 30 feet on the attack you use it.
Okay, so you need to make an attack in order to get those 30 feet.
Yeah, you need to make an attack to get the extra 30 feet.
No. It says you move like the wind for the duration. Your movement. Oh, okay, yes. No. Whether you hit or miss.
For the duration, the constant benefit is the no opportunity attacks, which is great for Beta because darts.
Right.
Because he wants to have at least 5 feet of distance to attack without disadvantage.
So when you attack, then you get that extra 30.
Yeah, when you choose to use it.
My apologies.
You get the extra 30.
Okay, so yeah, so you're at a maximum.
Yeah, so Beta's 60 feet away from him currently because he dashed again, right? Or is he? He was 120. Hang on. I'm trying to.
You are good.
Oh, the timing.
Did your fries burn again?
No, my fries burned the first time. And how dare you rub that in, you sick son of a bitch.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so Beta dashed to get within 60, and then he dashed another 60.
Yes.
Correct?
He is running away. So if you were 60 feet away at the start, he dashed to get 120 feet away from you. Then you dashed to give you that 60 feet. But then on his turn, he's going to be 120 feet again.
Okay, so Beta will move 30 feet, bringing him to 90, and then will planar warrior and throw a javelin.
Okay.
So let me make sure I have all the appropriate things checked. I do have all the appropriate things checked. Critting.
Nice.
For 12 plus 9, 21 damage.
21 damage. How do you do it? How do you do it?
So I think with this, Beta sees the speed his once friend is making, and is going to instead of trying to pursue, to stay in range of the lighter projectile, which cannot travel as far, which is a realistic physics-based explanation for why it has a shorter range. Will grab the heavier javelin, which is why he actually holds on to the javelins. Fun fact, that's a little bit of my planning. And we'll move 30 and then take a crow hop and little baseball nod. Take a crow hop and we'll launch the heavier projectile sailing through the high winds on the mountain, and it will bury itself in the back of Gammon's thigh. And I'll say that it's that he's just borne to the ground, injured, and like trying to drag himself away as Beta still like continues moving quickly, but while he's dragging a red trail through the snow, Beta is going to come up behind him and will pin his back with his knee pinning him down so he can't continue to fight, and then will quietly draw the long dagger or short sword that Gammon had made of the Chardolin, and will quietly say, "I am sorry, friend," and will slit his throat as one would an injured animal.
Well done. Yeah, Gammon's lifeless body just kind of slumps there down. Do you take the time to investigate the area further, or?
Yes. So Beta, knowing Gammon isn't going to go anywhere, Beta will leave Gammon's body for the moment. I assume Gammon's like pretty close to this area, and
Yeah,
Beta is going to cautiously come back down here. Well, he's going to take the Chardolin short sword or whatever it happens to be, off of Gammon's belt and stick it through his own.
Sheathed or unsheathed?
Sheathed. So he takes like the whole sheath off the belt.
Yep. Yep.
As a cursory bit of, just in case something I don't know happens in the meantime, and is going to using using the benefit of, oh, actually, fuck, Hunter's Mark's not still going. Shit. Beta's going to descend into here, wary and actually stealthily, if possible.
Yeah.
Disadvantage, so only an 8.
Yes,
Will
stealthily.
so he'll hold a dart with a planar warrior non-sharpshooter as he comes around each of these points, but he wants to try and find evidence or sign linking the Durgar to what has happened is what he's looking for, if not the Durgar themselves.
Roll me survival, perception, and investigation. One check of each.
Okay. I'm gonna save investigation for the end, so it's not. So I'll do survival, perception, and investigation.
Okay. So you find that the area when you look deeper, when you push back some of the fresh snow to reveal like the icy footprints underneath or what have you, survivalist wise, the area is heavily tracked by Durgar. In fact, in your searches of the area, you do uncover a little bit of Charlatan. Kind of you have a little bit of those chunks sticking out, or rather slivers sticking out at the river base, upon deeper inflection. But as far as like any knowledge to the hunter having ever been there, given the time that you have now to search the area, you find nothing. This has been all a ruse. Gamon has taken you somewhere, clearly and obviously, to get ambushed, and there's a lot of Duragar activity in this area, not too far off from the Sky Tower shelter.
Okay. Does Beta first? How many days did it take to get here? Did it take multiple days?
No, it's still the same day. When Gamon and you guys started talking, the sun was setting, which was right around the time that Levi and them were undergoing surgery to similar to that time frame. So you have a couple hours at least to get back to Sky Tower.
Okay, and when Beta comes and leans over this, does he see any sign of the broken body of, say, a Goliath hunter down at the base of the cliff?
You do not. Nothing of that sort. No.
And no, like obvious disturbance or trails or activity down at the base from this distance.
From the distance, you can see what looks to be like a trail or a track. You don't quite tell what size, but it wouldn't be too hard to make an inference to a Duragar, but not confirmation of them making like a pathway very close to the bottom of the cliff edge. You really have to get right up to the edge and lean down to see it.
Okay. So I think. And you said it's about 100-foot face?
Hundreds of feet.
Hundreds
yes.
of feet. Okay.
Yeah.
So not realistically climbable in any kind of reasonable amount of time. The amount of Durgar activity that Beta sees, is it like clearly more than those two, or is it like those two for an extended time?
In this little area that you are, looked like more than just two. Down on the path, it is a well-worn path through the snow. It is a well-traveled pathway for the Duragar. The top of this valley does lead more towards the because you're out onto the west, so it kind of goes to. We're not really looking at the map of Icewind Dale right now, but it kind of leads to a valley that would lead very quickly into Gormdoom Crag territory.
Okay, and fuck, I wish Hunter's Mark had stayed up. So So searching the alcove, searching the caves. The Durgar with an injured leg is taking his pack, his buddy, and his buddy's pack, presumably.
Sorry, ask the question again.
So
The Duergar that left.
So there's no gear or packs or anything left from the Durgar that couldn't carry it, or any gear that Gammon was expecting to have.
The weapons that the fallen Duergar had in his hands are left there, but the one that dragged away, you can tell he kind of dragged into this little hole over here, and must have had some way to get small. No, sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Dragged the Duergar to the cliff.
Okay, so the dead Durgar is sitting at the bottom of the cliff?
Roll perception.
Yeah, so this is like Beta double checking things as he's walking through shit in his brain.
Yeah.
23.
So yeah, going back out, it kind of followed through. Yeah, I mean, if you were to look down, you had a couple more moments for Gammon, knowing that you said that you were going to come back in a bit more cautiously and keeping an eye out for things. You find some rope. So now that the thing in my mind has kind of shifted a little bit, there's some rope that was tied down here going down. It doesn't look like about halfway though the rope is cut in half, and you can't quite tell where the Duergar goes. Perhaps there's holes in the cliff. Perhaps there's some other tunnels that they made, but they disappeared off the edge of the cliff.
Okay, Beta is going to take his Liuku, his large camping knife, and he's going to slice through all but some of the. He's going to slice about 3/4 of the way through the rope, so that if someone tries to use it to climb back up, it will likely break under their weight.
Okay.
Just on the off chance that they try and come back up. And Beta is going to take. Do the Durgar weapons, are they clearly of Duergar make, or are they like standard, like just standard gear like a 10-towner would have?
No, they're clearly Duergar forged.
Okay, so
Warhammer.
Beta will take those weapons. And does Beta feel like he can carry Gammon's body with relative ease? He does have his powerful build feature, so he has a very, very high carrying capacity.
You could carry back Gammon's body, but it would slow you down. His pack, not so much.
Okay.
It all comes down with how quickly do you want to get back to Sky Tower.
Yeah, I think Beta is going to. Okay, here's a question.
Yes.
Here's a question about what you think about Goliath culture. Scalping and or beheading.
Ooh, to take the head as proof?
Yeah. Actually, no. Okay. Here's what Beta would do. Because Beta does think that bodies are just meat. He's not super big on reverence to the dead.
Mm-hmm. But I would say beheading is more of an orcish thing, perhaps. Sorry, Rosemary. Yeah. And probably frowned upon. Now, you could take identifying features of Gammon. So if he had a tattoo, slice the skin off. If he had jewelry, taking his pack or something that you would think is that your Goliath friends would say that's Gammon. He wouldn't let that go willingly. Something it wouldn't be hard to take part of him to prove that you either overcame him or killed him.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think especially in mountain climbing cultures, I guess the human tendency to just leave bodies on mountains on Everest in particular, I feel like Goliaths might have a similar thing of like it'll be too taxing to bring the entire body, so just bring what you can.
Right.
Yeah, so Beta is going to find this spot because this looks like a nice ledgy spot with a good view. And Beta is going to first he's going to search his friend to try and find any kind of letters or evidence further of interactions with the Duragar.
Okay.
Duragar gold, perhaps additional Chardolin, what have you.
You find a hastily scribed mountain with text in something you don't quite understand.
Okay,
Along with
what appears to be
yeah, you don't speak Dwarvish, do you?
no, he doesn't speak Dwarvish, but he would recognize Dwarvish text because it is in Giant as well.
Right. So no, it's undercommon. So
Okay.
it's in that
I
kind
don't
of
know what
text.
that's written in, but he would recognize it as like the same sort of script that was on. Uh, okay, so what's today's date? It's the 11th.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot.
Never forget.
Never forget.
It's a terrible joke. I'm sorry to the world.
I feel like millennials are allowed to meme considering we were like 3 when it happened.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. So let me make a little note here. Gammon, not Damon. Not Damon. Gammon.
Fun fact: it's at this exact
Trail
moment
and
that Levi's heart stops on the operating table.
Eh.
Yeah.
friends dying left and right.
Yeah.
So hasty map of mountain with Dougie script. That's the new that's the hot new abbreviation for Durgar that just dropped. Teach me how to read Dougie. But yeah, so Beta takes the map, any additional Shardlin shards, and any shard, and
There's also
Gammon's pack and his Shardlin weapons.
Yes, and there's also something you find in there, a list of names from Sky Tower. This is written in whatever the Goliath speak is. It is not an undercommon. You would recognize a couple of the names.
Is one of the names the name of the hunter that was missing?
No.
Okay. Is there any additional information on this list?
Outside the name Daniel, the rest of the names refer to some of the stronger, muscular, more members of Sky Tower.
Okay. And did Beta leave before or after they had kind of tried to get everyone's consensus and then found that the strongest people were the ones abstaining from supporting peace?
You left before, because I think that all happened the session you were gone. So you and Gamon left. So
okay,
I'm fairly certain you were not. Bitte was not there for any of the convincing of Sky Tower shelter Goliaths.
Okay, perfect. So Beta takes all of Gammon's gear and his weapons and the Durgar weapons, which are what, warhammers and javelins, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. And he will Specifically, he's gonna basically spend the whole time dashing. So he's gonna be very spent when he gets back.
Okay.
He's gonna go as fast as he can
All right.
back to Sky Tower.
I like it. So we are now going to shift our way back to Sky Tower. So time, we're scooping back into the future. It is now
Thank you for the time to let me kill my friend.
It is now. Oh, let's go ahead and remove. Go ahead and remove Gammon over there in the left part of the screen. Don't believe he belongs there, seeing as he is now dead. So Bitte, you're gonna come in fairly soon, but we're gonna kind of recap what was happening at the end of the last session. It is kind of late.
Whenever it's most dramatic, Beta will enter.
Yes. So back in Sky Tower Shelter, we are resting Delnadre, Rosemary, after the very taxing, mentally straining open chest surgery, abominable cavity surgery performed on Levi to get rid of his slot egg. Levi is appropriately knocked the fuck out. Completely, like, not doing too hot. Rosemary, likely you are helping as much as you can, but this is definitely going to be a fight that Levi's body has to do on its own. Only he can conquer sepsis.
Only you can help prevent sepsis.
So,
Rosemary's like doing what she can to like.
Yes, yeah, you're doing everything.
Prevent infection and shit.
Exactly, as much as you can.
Is there a paladin in the house?
At the end of the last session, we had commented that Timothy, the crag cat, in almost the middle of the night, almost midnight, his head perks up, and you begin to hear a little bit of scraping coming from within the sharp talon, the griffin area. And I believe at the end of the last session, Delnadre was getting ready to go and investigate that. So let's just pick back up right there. So Harad's snoring, he's passed out. Kanayaka had been keeping you all company, but even she is getting to get a bit tired. Timothy was just relaxing next to Kanayaka as she stayed up, but even he was a bit past his bedtime. Delnadre, Rosemary, you hear some scraping, some ding 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 echoing from the Griffin's caverns.
And we know that the Griffin Keeper or the Griffin Keeper's assistant, like it was mentioned that he would like go mining in the middle of the night.
Yes, in fact, that is that is a comment that I think you had made last session. That Gammon must be back, because it did sound like vaguely like somebody hammering away on some Chardolin.
Oh, okay, Gammon was the assistant.
Yes,
I forgot about that.
Yes, Gammon was the.
Yeah, but if the same comment I'm pretty sure I made, if Gammon's back, Bitte would be back.
Yes. Okay. So Delnadre making that comment.
Did y'all think maybe my character was murdered off screen?
So yeah,
because almost.
Tell Bitte what we did.
Now, question, Delnadre, Rosemary, anything going through your mind on how they would have gotten there without stopping by?
Maybe they rode a griffin?
What's going through my head is I don't believe that should be Gammon.
Going through Rosemary's mind is, oh, thank God Bitte's back. They must have gotten a griffin and come in through like that big cliffside.
All right. So, describe how you approach.
With weapons drawn.
Okay, weapons drawn.
Short bow out.
Quickly, stealthily, safely.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Rosemary's initial thought would be to like wait for Bitte to come in, but like if Del is heading out towards there, she just kind of like looks at Levi, looks over at him, and is like, "Do you want me to come with you? Like go, like kind of soften the blow."
I'll go check it out.
All right, are you sure?
Yeah.
You seem nervous. Please don't stab Bitte. I know I did a lot of stabbing today, so I can't like judge, but
What?
it was medicinal stabbing.
Oh,
We
okay.
call it
So
lancing.
when I was saying that Vitae would be back too, I meant that more of as like an explanation as to why that's probably not Gamma,
Oh.
and that we should be concerned about this. I'm gonna go check it out though. Um,
Yeah, you do you.
Slip away, all sneaky, stealthy like.
I gotta love it. Random like noises coming in the middle of the night. You do you, man. You go check that danger out. Like
Hey,
This is
Rosemary's got a
job.
tired surgeon brain, okay?
Looking at things without being seen back is what I'm supposed to be doing. That's
well
that's
done.
why I'm here.
All
Yeah,
right.
Rosemary
Regardless
is a
of
big
regardless of what's
clumsy.
going on, I'm gonna be a little cautious going over to the sleeping griffin. I don't want to just like, hey, wake up, and then get killed.
Yeah, and Rosemary has like tired surgeon brain and also is a big clunky half orc, so like she's not great with the sneaky thing, and also going into a room full of griffins, probably still at least a little covered in blood.
I'll
uh,
get down on my belly and I'll crawl over.
okay. So you crawl in down the little do you like slink down like head first?
Crawl over to the edge of the thing and like look down at the pit.
Not really, because we had to just delete some walls here. The pit, the cave that goes
Oh,
out there is
we can't see down there.
no. Yeah, you have to go down the little tunnel. It's not.
All right, well,
it's
then
not
I'm
like a ledge. My
sliding down on my butt.
and each square is you're already the same size, so you're good there. Never mind. Just each square is 10 feet, but we're using Roll20, so the squares are good to go on your end. Continue on. Sliding down your butt, you get the bottom. Griffins are sleeping, but you do hear some movement, some and even though you can see everything, it is dark. Delnadre has dark vision.
I know.
Okay, so you can't see anything. There's no
I
lights here.
forgot Rosemary's the only one with dark vision.
Rahi, so the only thing, let's roll a d2. Even gives you light from the moon. You have light from the moon, so you have some light coming from the north, but where Sharp Talon and Gamon reside, completely dark, and there is sound coming from that little area.
Okay.
Some clinking, some objects moving, some wrestling. Not wrestling, rustling.
Definitely, that's not very far. Yeah, I'll cast Dancing Lights over into the bedroom.
Okay. Bold move there, Cotton. It Sharp Talon, who had been you kind of like when you illuminated a little bit, we don't really have a good Sharp Talon had shifted himself off of his bed and was looking at it, and when the dancing lights pop up, he goes into like a not a frenzy, but just a panic. It starts looking left and right, and you see it because I'm guessing you have a direct line of sight, right? Between that and
Yeah, I mean, if not, I'll just put myself here because I
Okay.
would have.
crawled all the way
see it.
over and get you. So, and are all the dancing lights where Sharp Talon are?
I mean, I'm just gonna create one. I can create up to 4 with
Okay.
the spell,
All right.
so I'll just do 1, which will be dim light in a 10-foot radius. It's enough to see anything in there, but it shouldn't be like super blindingly startling to him.
Right. Ultimately, what's startling to him is the appearance of a random light.
Yeah.
He's gonna run, like you kind of see him like look around, like moving its body, and it hits something. And collides with something in midair, and it just kind of like shrieks a little bit at whatever the object it hit, and then kind of like just goes back into the corner and is gonna sit on his little thing and is like now protecting his Chardolin horde.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and recast Dancing Light with all 4 lights in there now,
Okay.
because now it feels like there's definitely something going on in there, and I want to see what it is.
Okay. So let me just do a quick little looky-loo how that all plays out. Goodness. Okay. So you do notice with more light, and Shark Talon is still kind of like screeching whatever a griffin does. But it's like its paw is up, and there are Chardolin like shards moving from its roost and disappearing.
Okay, gonna slink my way back, poke my head up through the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Rosemary,
Yeah, what's up?
something strange is happening. You might want to come. We might be under attack.
Should I wake up the others?
That's probably not a bad idea.
This seems like
Bring the cat.
Bring the cat.
Slide back down, and I'm just gonna whoosh around.
Rosemary's
just to try
gonna
and
go shake
watch.
Kanayaka's shoulder, because Kanayaka's the leader.
He has dozed off since Delnadre left, and kind of like, what is it? Who's there?
Hi, it's Rosemary.
Yes.
Something weird is going on in the Griffin house. My friend thinks we might be under attack, and I figured you would know what to do about that.
She kind of like peers her up, and it doesn't sound like anything's under attack. It just sounds like Gavin's just messing around. You know, messing around with his Chardolins.
Yeah, but Gammon isn't here. He's off with Bitte, and if Bitte was here, he would have let us know.
Take Timothy with you. Go.
Okay.
And she's Kanayaka's gonna stand up and walk towards the door heading out of the room.
Cool. I will look to Timothy and in my I could talk to animals, right? I have speech of the woods.
Yes.
Yeah, I will say, "Hey Tim, you want to come see what's going on?"
Timothy does.
All right, we will go.
And so yeah, Timothy's gonna go along with you. He's gonna go first. Or would you like to go first? And
if Timothy wants to go first, I'll let Timothy go first.
Okay. And at the same time, we'll shift over to the stone bridge that connects Sky Tower's caves with the rest of the mountain as Bitte is running up. Now Bitte, let's say it's nighttime. Sky Tower is likely withdrawn most of its guards and might have a couple of griffins flying around. How would you make your approach known, or are you going to how are you approaching?
That's a good question. So it's like an isolated bridge, one entry to the complex. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Beta is very used to moving in the dark, so he's not going to have a torch going. But I think he's basically just going to go right up. Go right up, and he's gonna be like, I have urgent shit to talk about with my companions and the leader, which wasn't the leader Arn or something?
Arn, yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Kanayaka's Arn's mom.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Beta's gonna come right up and be like, I have urgent business to speak with Arn. But the missing hunter.
So there's nobody at the gate. So are you shouting it beyond the people behind? Or you kind of like
is the gate shut?
The gate is shut as they do at nighttime. So right here.
Okay.
So your character.
And is the gate relatively climbable?
Not easily, but you can. So like the way the guards sit is they sit on a ledge above, so they can kind of see you as you're rushing up. So were you shouting out, "I have urgent news"?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So one of them is going to come to the gate. Sorry, one of them is going to come to the gate. Daniel. And you see behind him Kanayaka speaking with another guard, but Daniel walks up to the gate. What are you yelling at? Why are you keeping us up? Huh? What is this? What are you trying to wake up all of Sky Tower? You damn worm doom crag.
Yes, wake up and pull your head from your ass, Daniel. I have urgent business with Arn. Gammon been
Gammon's what?
corrupted.
Where is he?
He's with his Durgar companions.
Companions. Your friends have been trying to ferry favor with all of us all day.
Is Daniel's name on the list?
Daniel's name was on the list. What is this? What is this? Is this just some more trickery by those worm doom crags? Where's Gammon? Bitte.
Okay, give me just a second to think how Beta would answer this.
And even though I would say even though you haven't had a rest, I'll give you you can roll a hit dice to get some health. Traveling can be you did say you dashed quickly to get here, so they wouldn't. Never mind. I'm sorry. Continue on, Bitte.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me look in my inventory to see if Beta would have anything to help with. Mystery potion from Lonelywood, which I already used, so let me go ahead and mark that off. 0. Yeah, I'd say so he asks again where Gammon is.
Yes. In a very serious tone too. And you know what? Let's roll some insight here from them.
Beta will say Gammon is with the Durgar.
Why is Gammon with Duragar? And he's going to lower his voice. What did you say, Bitte?
You know why he is, Daniel.
You just hear him sigh. He's going to back away from the gate. And you're going to see him begin to reach into his chest pocket.
Beta is going to pull out the whistle and start blowing on it as hard as he can.
Okay, because that's literally what Daniel was going to do. He's going to blow the whistle. All right, so you're blowing your whistle. Let's do an opposed performance check here. I just roll.
It's a whistle roll off.
Could I possibly use straight Constitution for?
You know what? Yeah, we can do that.
To go based on lung capacity.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll do
sheer willpower.
Yeah, we're gonna
Constitution off.
We're gonna do a Constitution off here. Roll your Constitution. Let's see where this Goliath's Constitution is. Ooh.
Come on.
All right, so you got a +3, so let's see what we're doing here. Oh, oh, heartbreak and betrayal. Yeah, so Bitte, your screeching whistle had actually been, because you've been whistling before on your way up, right? I mean, I kind of make
Yeah.
Um,
So it would have been heard in the distance.
yeah, it would have been heard in the distance. In fact, at this moment, coming up from behind you, also returning from a day of adventuring out in the territories to try to find some extra to toughen his borders and just to really ultimately get out while the party was investigating. Arn comes back and he's running up, and he has let's say he brought two Goliaths with him. He runs up with 2 extra Goliaths up the thing, and you hear from behind the gate, even under your whistle, a slight, like, shriller, with a little bit of a cadence, like a doot coming through, and it's all hands on deck now. All right, so big ass whistle going off. Daniel, smaller ass whistle, not really being heard as well, but he does have the benefit of being closer to the caves. Timothy, Rosemary, Delnadre, let's do some
initiatives.
Let's do some initiatives. Let's put some order to this. Timothy will act, and so will the that's Argath. I named him too. Look at that. And then I'll do Daniel. In fact, I don't want to do Argath. I want to do Arn. There we go. All right, so let's get some turns going here. Timothy.
Timothy.
So, Delnadre, Rosemary, let's go to your reactions before we start this whole thing off. What is running through your mind when it starts going bad? You hear two whistles going off and some movement. Rosemary, definitely movement at the door.
At the door where?
The door of the room. So, like, where Kanaika was.
So I'm not through the door. I'm not through the tunnel yet. I can still see movement over here.
Yeah, Timothy is... You're basically where you are. Timothy ran ahead and dove in. So we'll say Timothy is down next to Delnadre. Okay. Giant crag cat rushed down, looks down there, and is hissing. Like... I don't know what the
I thought you said pissing at first. I was like, damn. Okay.
That's a very scared crag cat.
A significant, like an angry crag cat. He is not happy with whatever he sees that's going down there in sharp talons. It does scare some of the griffins. That those 3 griffins that are there, they're gonna fly away. They're gonna go like, well, fuck this, and they're gonna fly out the door. The only one that's going to stay is Mama Griffin next to Rothy. But Rothy's now kind of like getting up a little bit. You know, he's waking up from what's happening here. So, anyways, back to Delnadre, then Rosemary.
So I feel like I'm going to remain focused on the task at hand. But I think we should we would probably recognize Bite's whistle, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, Rosemary definitely recognizes his whistle.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't think it's specifically come up in game yet, but I can't imagine it's not something that would have been discussed.
It has. Beats has used the whistle multiple times at this point.
Yes.
Well, then there we go.
Yeah.
So, with that, I think
it is like a specific tone because it was like a piece of antler off something specific, so it stands out.
I mean, we basically got Bite running back screaming the British are coming. Crag Cat is very upset. So I mean, this is an attack.
Like something over here. like where Delnadre saw it. So like Rosemary, I'll let Delnadre have his reaction first.
Yeah, I mean that's my my plan here is to attack whatever is in that cave. I don't assume it to be friendly.
Mm-hmm. So now you did see it hit something. Before we get into that though,
Assuming there's like something either invisible or hidden in some way in there, but either way, it's not a it's a threat.
Yeah. So Rosemary, your reactions. What's going on here?
Rosemary hears the whistle, looks back towards the entrance, looks towards, sees like probably can also like see Timothy's tail just going like full bottle brush, and like Dell is already through that hole. She doesn't want to leave Dell alone with just a cat and a bunch of griffins. So, and she like also probably looks to Levi, who is still like on the ground recovering. Is Harad awake? I'm assuming Harad has woken up from the noise.
Yeah, he's waking up. Deep sleeper. He's getting up. You had woken up Kanayaka, but even through all that, like he wasn't awake until the whistle started going.
I will shout to Harad and say, defend Levi, tell Bitte we're by the griffins. And then Rosemary is going to wild shape into the white ape.
Okay.
And she's gonna dive through the hole because she doesn't want to leave Dell on his own.
All right. So let's get this kicked off here. Oh wait, there's still some people I don't have on the initiative. Let me just roll them so I don't add them yet.
Should I put the animal token down, or do you just like trust me to have my shit?
You can put the I trust you. You're fine. Whichever is easier for you.
Yeah, it might be easier for me to just like track it on the character sheet, because if I delete Rosemary off the map, then bad shit's gonna happen. Because it'll take me out of initiative and all that shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right,
so
make sure this stuff is right.
All right. So Bitte, what's your dexterity? Just +1, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So first up is Arn. Arn's gonna rush up behind you, Bitte, and yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this tent. I don't believe you guys left your tent pitched out there all day.
Yeah.
I do joke about that, but I think it got missed at one point.
So Arn and his two friends are gonna rush forward and they, kind of turn to you, Bitte. Bitte, what's happening here? Why are you blowing your whistle? Been hearing it all the way. We cut our thing down. What's going on?
The Durgar we spoke of. They're allied with Gammon. Ambush me. And Beta pulls out Gammon's Charlatan blade, which, given how obsessed he seemed to be about it, I imagine people would have seen him with it in the same hand as a Durgar blade.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Arn just kind of looks.
Together. They list General's name. General's at the gate. I don't know what he plans.
Kind of Arn shifts around you a little bit and starts knocking on the gate. Daniel, open this up right now. Daniel, however, gonna back away a little bit. Backing up a little bit up the steps to the chaos that is behind him. Kanayaka fighting with Argoth, the other guard. The other two guards that are at the rune have left their post and have delved further into Sky Tower shelter. Arn is going to take his great axe and begin to hack away at the gate. It's gonna take some time, but he's gonna make some swings against it. 26 crit, 15. I'll count that for 3 swings, 3 hefty. Damn, wrong roll 20. We got 16 and 16. Man, that first one was not terrible. Not good. 32 damage. 32. 38. 32. 34. 34 damage to the gate. So he's been able to, he opened up a little bit of a chunk. You can clearly see Daniel through the opening of this gate. It's still barred. He's gonna have a little bit more of some more time to go through it, but he isn't able to act any further. Delnadre, it's up to you. It's over to you.
I'm just gonna take a knee, and as a bonus action, steady aim.
Okay.
Give myself advantage on a probably disadvantage attack to hit something I can't see,
Mm-hmm.
and then just fire an arrow. No sneak attack damage because reasons. I mean, unless is Sharp Talon considered an enemy of this creature?
Yeah. No. Sharp Talon is not considered an enemy. So 23. And that's
is Sharp Talon considered an ally?
Oh, an ally to the creature? Yes.
Well, I guess an enemy to the creature. Okay, so
whatever you are.
I misunderstood what you said.
So I'm assuming, Delnadre, you're trying to attack whatever was what Sharp Talon collided with.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. The invisible thing that is there. And so Sharp Talon, it would be considered an ally to this invisible creature.
Okay.
So 23.
So no sneak attack.
Yeah. So unless I'm understanding this differently, you can attack somebody that's invisible. It would be with disadvantage because you can't see them. You've given yourself steady aim to knock that off. So it's just a base damage. 23 is definitely going to hit. And you are going to reveal Duergar Mindmaster.
God, look at how ominous his appearance.
Yeah, I know. Ooh,
I don't get to see him because of darkness and dynamic lighting.
Dear God. And for those of you missing out on the joke, it literally is just a red circle that says Duergar Mindmaster.
Oh, he wears a name tag.
So that is going to hit 16 damage. Knocking it's you're just firing a little sharpo. I'll start sharpo.
So it's just 6 damage because
6 damage.
No sneak attack.
Oh, my apologies. You
that's what I was trying to figure out if Sharp Talon was considered an enemy or not.
So you kind of you get him in the back. He was actively putting in Chardalin shards into a big bag, and you kind of get him on his back upper shoulder, and he just turns towards you. And
look, Sharp Talon, he's stealing your Chardalin.
Sharp Talon kind of like hunkers down and assumes a defensive position over the Chardalin. He's not moving. He's not moving to attack. He's not swiping at the Mind Masters. He is doing everything he can to protect these shards. The Duergar the Duergar takes out both of her daggers. Anything else, Delnadre?
Nope.
All right.
I can't move.
So
based on the steady aim.
So I didn't reveal them yet, but they did roll a 9 on their initiative, and they do trump Bitte with their dex score, so they're gonna pop in right ahead.
Now if Bitte has advantage on initiative rolls, does that count as a +5?
The what?
Do you have advantage on your initiative rolls?
Yeah.
I will give it up to a coin flip. Roll me a coin. I call odds. Odds for the Mind Master. Odds for the Mind Master. All right. Mind Master will be. I love how you flipped your 4-sided coin.
Well, it's easier than typing roll 1C2.
Oh, do you have
I'm a
your,
lazy man.
you have your little dice thing on the left?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, Mind Master is going to going to look very intensely at the the crag cat sitting next to Delnadre. He's going to purse his lips, narrow his eyes.
What?
And the crag cat is going to make a intelligence check. Not going to do so well. We got
You can do it, Timothy.
he got a -2. Sorry, my apologies.
That's okay. That's all right.
Which is going to fail against that. Well, it's still -2, but then saving throw would be plus. Saving throw would have been a +4. So, okay, so yeah, still fails. It is going to. With this, it's going to make it use a weapon attack against another creature the Durakar can see. So it's going to lose control of itself, and it's going to swipe at you, Delnadre, from behind. Swipe! It fails, though. Crit fail. Going to take all of these off of whisper rolls.
Timothy is a good boy.
It got a 1 again, so crit fail on its intelligence score and crit fail on its swing. All right. And the other one, the rest of the things happen, and goodness gracious, okay, that's good. This is so hard. Okay, so now over near Rahi, you notice Rahi. He was still waking up. He was still getting himself situated for the day to figure out what was happening, and out of nowhere a Mind Master appears right behind him. It is carrying not a dagger, it is carrying a spear. It's a bit too big. Not a spear, a javelin. It's a bit too big for the Duergar. In fact, Delnadre, roll me history. You recognize you recognize this javelin. It has the markings of a Thun Kalaga javelin. It raises it right above its head.
My God.
And it stabs Rahi right in the chest as he sits there, rested against the thing, and he gasps in pain. Ah! And the Duergar kicks him off the edge.
Shit.
The baby griffin, in its fleeting moment of heroism, flies after, diving off the edge, overcoming its fear of flight, and flies after Rahi, who is tumbling down the cliff face.
Beautiful, but probably not a great idea.
The mama griffin.
Maybe the
Oh,
mom
there
will
goes the
come
mama.
and
The
get
mama,
him.
the mama griffin also flies off, semi in search of the baby, but I'm sure will not let Rahi, hopefully, fall to the death. So at the very end of the round, we are going to roll some checks for that mama griffin trying to save Rahi, but body killed, not really killed, but definitely injured significantly with a Thun Kalaga javelin. Delnadre, you saw it there. Right. And you do notice in the back of the little map there, right against the wall, the little workbench shifts a little bit. Squishes off to the side. Something's pushing it out of the way. Now we're back over to Bitte.
All right.
Mary, we're gonna have company.
So 2 questions. First, how tall is the gate?
10 feet. A bit higher. I don't know. Like typical gate would probably be like 15 feet, but they can't make it too high. It is lined with like sharp little things. It's very hard to climb. They've tried to do their best to create spikes serrated blades, what the Goliath could make as
Yeah.
barbed wire.
Gotcha. So there's shit on top to make it
Yes.
less climbable.
Yes.
Okay. Because I was gonna say Beta can jump and reach 19 feet high.
Yes. Yeah. They're protecting against Goliaths, so it's meant to be
perfect.
something that.
All right. So other question. So Daniel, knowing that the gate is still intact, is not expecting any kind of attack to come through it. Would you consider that to be equivalent to being hidden from Daniel?
In terms of like, can Daniel see you?
In terms of advantage on an attack. It's like he thinks the door is locked, and until he hears the door break, he thinks he has time.
Arn's already knocked a big chunk out of it. So are you hidden from Daniel's sight? Yes. Are you necessarily hidden in that Daniel's not expecting you? No. Because Arn did 3 chunks against that. There's actually room for you to throw a javelin straight through the gate right now.
Well, that's what I was thinking. And I'm wondering if he thinks that he's safe.
No, no. While he's taken some steps up, the fact that Arn was able to knock off a giant chunk of the gate already has put him. It would have worked if Arn hadn't done that. Let's go with that.
Okay. And out of curiosity, did these Goliath not take a turn to try and break down the gate?
They haven't acted yet, no.
Oh, okay. So Beta, expecting that they will be able to handle the rest of the gate before Beta is able to and get it, broken down by the next turn. Beta is going to go ahead and play to his strengths and is going to make a sharpshooter attack at Daniel, trying to put a fucking thing square in his back with a planar warrior.
Get him.
Get him.
Actually,
get him.
Actually, do I want to do that? Or do I want to? No, I want to do that.
Do it.
Okay. Sharpshooter, planar warrior, archery fighting style, important. Fuck.
Does not hit.
That roll's not quite right, but yeah, either way, it does not hit. Don't know what exactly is happening with that.
Your sharpshooter in darts is just horrible. It is not doing well. All right. Next up is Rosemary.
Hey, that's just me. It has nothing to do with the sharpshooter and dart format. It'd be no different with a crossbow or a bow.
So I am assuming Rosemary was diving into the tunnel. So she is going to move 30 feet in here, so that's 10. She comes in. Whoops, sorry. She moves in here.
Mm-hmm.
She can see this guy, and I think she's gonna go towards the one that's nearest to a griffin at this point. So she's gonna move like the other bit of her movement so she can get up like there, I think. And then she's gonna make as an ape, she is going to chuck a rock at this motherfucker.
All right, well done. Grabbing a rock, chunking the rock.
25.
Rock hits.
21.
Rock hits very well. Rock bludgeons Mindmaster.
Bludgeons for 7. And it is up to you, because technically when I am in wild shape, my ability to speak is dependent on the creature I am. But with Speech of the Woods, could I, as an ape, talk to the griffin?
Yes. Because the Speak of the Woods is more what? It's supposed to be like mentally? Or like you understand?
It's speaking Sylvan. beasts can understand your speech. So I think Sylvan is like it's the Fae speech, but it also works for beasts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So do you think technically I could
Understand
like
speech. I don't think a gorillan. I would say you could probably talk to animals that you share at least something similar with, but bird to gorillan, I would say.
could I convey a vague concept to it? It's like most beasts lack the intelligence to convey or understand sophisticated concepts, but a friendly beast could relay what it has seen or heard in a recent past. Combine the ability with gifts of curry favor and all that sort of stuff.
Roll me performance. If you roll well, I'll let it go.
All right.
Rather, I'll let it happen.
Performance is charisma, and I have my normal charisma. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh!
All right. What are you trying to convey to Sharp Talon?
I'm trying to convey to Sharp Talon that the thing next to it is an enemy, and it wants to hurt its friends.
And Sharp Talon conveys back to you through however you understand this, that you are the one who's trying to take its shiny. Or like what's mine, which you understand to be its Chardalyn shards.
Do I see the bag that the Mind Master was shoving the Chardalyn into?
At this point, it's probably right there at its feet. It's not actively shoving anything in there because it's already withdrawn its daggers. However, in passing, Delnadre could have probably given you like a brief, like, they're trying to take the shards. Something as simple as that.
I can... Oh, sorry, I'll let...
No, you go.
If I can, in the last, like, brief moment of communication left in my turn, like, motion to the bag and, like, indicate it has already stolen from you.
It wouldn't quite catch on to that. It's still just gonna kind of, like, very paranoid, protecting my own, covering up. And at this point, it's not really letting the Duergar even have any opportunity to take anything. It would have been, like, completely covering it, comparative to when Delnadre was there first looking, where it had opened up a little more.
But yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Timothy the Crag Cat. Timothy the Crag Cat can't quite fit in that little space, so he's gonna rush to the one that's right there at the edge. So Timothy the Crag Cat, you get to move a total of 40 feet. Do we get to make it there? We do!
Nice! And Timothy also witnessed him push Rahi off the edge, which Rosemary, I assume, did not see.
Yes, so it is going to pounce and claw. We're gonna pounce and claw, claw. We're gonna roll a 1d20 plus 5. Because roll 20 has... Oh, damn. Daniel. So this is the Goliath's turn. So we're gonna first start off with other two Goliaths walking up. They're gonna throw their axes. So let's do 2 great axe throws for each of them. Another crit. Good hits against the wall. One more turn, and maybe Orange turn depending on how he rolls. And this gate is coming down. They're gonna be able to knock at least a section off, which is gonna allow them to push through, give some opening there. However, on the flip side, Daniel is going to chunk a javelin. He's gonna throw 2 javelins at Arn right there. Both of those.
Does Arn have cover?
Arn does not have cover in the sense that he is standing in front of that hole openly. Like, I really haven't gone through it, but I would imagine them conversing between Arn and Daniel, like kind of asking, like, what is this? What's going on? Why are you doing this? Not only that, he's kind of distracted by the fact that Kanayaka, right behind him, which we'll get to next, is fighting with the guard of her door. He's not going to have cover, but he's going to get hit by both of those. So let's roll these damage here. Going to take 2 javelins to the chest. Not nothing to worry for Arn. He's just grunts and kind of shifts back a little bit, but not really much. Now we're going to go on to what's happening here. Harad, still waking up. Probably dazed. We don't really know what's happening with him. Although you can't hear as well from the action that's going on, there is stuff happening in the sleep quarters, in the rest of the Sky Tower shelter. But what you can see is Kanayaka fighting with Agath, her guardsmen. So let's just do 2 great axes from each of them. Actually, Kanayaka's a bit more wizened. She has 4 attacks because she's blind. Only 2 are going to hit. Doing a pretty good amount of damage. Going right back at her, though, is this Agath. Both of those are going to hit for a significant amount more damage. So we have 34 damage going at Kanayaka with only 21 going back the other way. This to be this good. Mama Griffin. Do 20. Let's just do a couple of coin flips. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Things happen. More stuff happens. Back up to Arn. Let's see if Arn's gonna be able to chop down this gate, give you guys some room to get through. 2 great X swings.
Did the other ones get close?
They did. They did already attack. They did very well. Enough that it really only took 1 more from Arn. He chops down. They open up a section, and the door is through. And he is through. Arn's rushing forward now, right into Daniel's face. These other 2 Goliaths will act on Daniel's turn. For the time being, there is a gap. We are back to Delnadre.
Damn, Daniel.
All right.
Damn, Daniel.
Well, since Timothy has engaged with the other Mind Master, I'm going to shift my focus towards them. Take another steady aim.
Okay.
And attack with advantage.
This is the one that Timothy is attacking?
Yeah. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does hit.
Hey, 10 damage.
10 damage. Nice. All right.
All around really bad rolls.
So got a couple of got an arrow in Mindmaster A, Mindmaster B, that's the original one that we attacked here. We have some rock to the skull, arrow to the back of the upper chest, upper back rather. Stuff's happening. Delnadre, are you gonna move anywhere? Sticking where you are?
I cannot move.
Cannot move. All right. So we got Mindmaster. He's gonna step out here. Got 25 feet, rushing, screaming almost in Undercommon, which nobody here speaks Undercommon.
Nope.
Okay. Screaming in Undercommon and is going to bring down some some daggers onto Rosemary. We got 1 dagger coming through. Does not hit unless 7 hits a Gorillan.
It does not.
Okay. Second one going through.
I think it's just a gorilla, Corey.
Just a gorilla?
Gorillan.
Is it not a gorilla?
Chilling like a gorillan.
Is it just it's just a gorilla, right?
It's
just
an
white.
ape.
Oh, it's an ape. Okay. It's just an ape. My bad. So both of those are gonna miss. Gonna miss their attacks against you. Now we have 2 attacks going to Timothy. Both of those are gonna one's gonna hit Timothy. So for 7 piercing damage against Timothy, bringing him down a little bit, and then you see this like flash kind of like pop into Timothy's eyes for a moment, or maybe just this flash of purple light coming from anyways. Timothy's gonna like reel his head back as he gets a bit of a head pain, taking an additional 8 psychic damage. So we had 7 piercing, 8 psychic damage going on against Timothy over here. Timothy is hurt. That was not a good thing for him to take. Bitte, you are up.
All right, Beta is going to.
Oh, wait. My apologies. One last thing. There is one more Mind Master that has revealed himself as he casts Reduce upon himself to make him nice and tiny. He's going to crawl into the hole there. Crawl into the wall right behind Sharp Talons. And
Can Rosemary see
Goodbye.
that? From
Yes, you
where
can
she
see.
is?
You can see that. Yes.
Okay, cool. Is that freak Sharp Talon at all? That another dude just popped up into existence?
Not at all. Bitte, it is now up to you.
Okay, so Beta is going to come up and make a sharpshooter dart attack on Daniel.
Look him up, Daniel.
Will a 14 hit?
A 14 against Daniel will hit.
Fuck you, Daniel.
Thank you,
As
Daniel.
Daniel takes 23 force damage.
23
Woo.
force damage. That's gonna knock off a pretty good chunk of his health, as does most things that get on the receiving end of one of Carson's characters. Let's see. We're gonna bump him down right about there. Good third of his health chunked as you just unleash a dart right into his upper abdomen. It kind of goes most of the way through his body before finally getting lodged into his maybe high ribs, just below the heart, just below the right breast, where we got that dart going in. Anything else you'd like to do, Bitte? Moving around?
No, and Beta is going to stay far enough behind Arn that if Daniel decides to turn and enrage attack Beta, he will have to take a attack of opportunity.
Okay. Roll me a perception. In the heat of battle, and we'll actually do it with some disadvantage here. See if you can kind of glean anything else happening. Ah, excellent.
17 with disadvantage.
From the tunnel that goes to the food trough.
Side here?
Yeah, just to the side there, back to the eating area and where they sleep, you hear sounds of battle. Weapons clashing,
Okay.
being Goliaths yelling and fighting each other. There seems to be Daniel wasn't the only one that was with Gamad. Although you do know that because
Okay.
you got a list of names.
Yeah. How dire does Kanaka look?
She did not win that the trade.
That little exchange.
Yeah, she's
Molly.
she's at half health comparative to 3/4 health, or 3/4 health for the other guy. So
Okay. In that case, Beta, fearing for the leadership that is currently engaged in tense battle, will stay near the leadership
okay. All right.
rather than going to pursue further sounds.
Rosemary, you are up.
End my turn.
So Rosemary is going to give a big ol' ape grin down at the Durgar Mind Master who decided to run right up to her, and she's going to make a multi-attack. So I hit him twice with my... Sorry, that was a misclick. Fist. I'm hitting with a fist.
Fist and fist both hit. Fist and
So
fist.
that's 8 and 9, so that's 17 damage.
17 damage.
Boom! You just got fisted twice.
Woo!
Just fisted this man.
The Mind Master is not looking good.
You got fisted in a barn.
2 fists to the face. Little short dude was hoping
Did he
to
bring his
stab
little
you.
bag with him?
He did not. It is just sitting there on the ground next to Sharp Talon.
Can I yell to Sharp Talon to check the bag? Or at least, like, motion to check the bag?
Roll me a performance.
Okay.
Got this. You got this. You did so well last time.
Oh, I think I clicked the wrong one last time. So I think I should have a -1. Even with a -1!
You kind of get a little bit further into Sharp Talon's paranoia with this performance from the ape describing actions and kind of, and it opens up the bag and begins to slowly bring those shards back to its where its little roost. But it doesn't seem to change the way it feels about the Mind Masters. Now it's just like, oh, whoops, you're right. I did drop these. Thank you for helping me.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
It's my turn.
All right, Timothy. Here he goes. He's gonna try this claw again. He only gets one claw.
Get him, Timmy.
He does, but the 21.
Nice.
That's gonna do a lot more damage than he did before. 1d8 plus 3. So he's gonna. Oh my god! Come on. He's gonna swipe at the Mind Master here, but is going to back away because it took a lot of damage in that first one. So it's kind of like instinctively swiping to kind of get it, and it's gonna take an attack of opportunity as it steps away because it did not like what was happening there that first time, which is gonna give that Mind Master one little dagger stab. Here we go. An 8 does not hit, and we are going to back away right here. Yep, that's enough. Backing up. In fact, it's going to back up until it hits Rosemary, and it's going to kind of turn and stare at this other Vine Master. So maybe it'll attack this one. Maybe it won't. Who knows? It's Daniel's turn. So the other two Goliaths here are going to rush in. They're going to move 5 feet in, and then they're going to be able to move 20 feet towards Daniel. One will be able to get in. The other one is going to take in and run out this way, kind of just seeing that Arn and you have this handled. So we're going to take some swings here. 2 great axes going at this guy. Both of them are going to hit for, oh goodness gracious, 28 damage. Ah, fuck. I did that wrong earlier. 28 damage, putting us down to a whopping that much. Daniel is not doing well. Kanayaka, however, going to take some swings back. Both hit. Not going to get all of her attacks like we did before. She's a bit weakened. She's taking some hits. Or even her damage didn't seem to be doing that well. Not going too hot over here. We're down to a little bit under half, and then we're swinging back at her. Both of those are going to hit for a total of 16 damage. Kind of weak all around this time around, but still not doing good. Can I get down to our last quarter of health? Got some dice rolls for the other ones that are happening in the area. Okay. Wow, these are some pretty tough. Okay. All right, and then Mama Griffin. So, let's see. Nobody's over there to witness anything, so we'll make a couple more rolls just for my sake. Okay. You hear the screech of a Mama Griffin under some duress, under some strain from over the edge. Back up to Arn. Arn's going to try to finish off Daniel over here. 14 is going to hit. 5 damage. Does not kill Daniel. Going to swing again. 15 will hit. 12 damage. In total, just enough. Cuts Daniel down, slicing him right from the collarbone deep into his chest. He falls bloodied on the steps. He is then also going to move forward and try to flank on the opposite side of the Goliath that is attacking Kanayaka. He's going to push himself. He's going to take some risk here. Let's see. Does he do it? Does he do it? He does not. He can't push himself. Delnadre, you are up.
Okay.
So you got your Mind Master there. Ooh, sneaking around behind. You dropped your attempts for the short bow. What we got now?
I'm just gonna pull up my sword and I'm gonna like stab him in the back.
Stabbing him in the back.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Ooh, enough to skewer that Duragar on your blade. He slumps over dead.
He had less than 32 HP remaining. That's good.
Yeah, significantly less. You could kill anything. That's in battle right now with 32 damage. That's for sure. Except Sharp Talon.
Well, I
Sharp
would.
Talon has not decided to attack us.
All right. And then looking over at the hole that the Durgar escaped through, do I think I could fit into it? Or is it like
Yeah,
it's
so
tiny, tiny?
he reduced. So from being small, no, I guess Duragar are medium. So it went
From
to
medium to small.
yeah, so it's the size of a small. So I mean, size-wise, could you crawl through it if I'm imagining in my mind him walking through it, he probably would be
I feel
crawling.
like you probably can crawl through that.
Let's see, it'd be tight, but you could definitely try to squeeze through it. Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to make any attacks ranged-wise, but you could always A, cast a spell if you have anything, or 2, stab something with the tip of your sword.
Okay, bonus action. I'm going to dash.
Okay, now,
And
how are you going to deal with Start Talon?
I'm going to just run past him.
Okay, so Sharp Talon isn't going to attack you as you come by, but as you run back and he sees that you're running past him, he's going to try to make an attack of opportunity against you. He's a bit paranoid right now. He's just going to swing out at whatever's getting in his area. Let me see. Where's this Griffin over here? Griffin. We got some claws going out. Actually, it makes more sense for it to peck you with its beak. It doesn't want to move its arms out. So, beak coming out. 10. Does a 10 hit you? No.
It does not.
Okay. Excellent. It misses. Now the Duragars had about a turn, about 30 feet into the hole. You're able to crawl in a little bit, and it makes a hard right, kind of along the cliff face, and you see a Duragar about 25 feet ahead of you.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's everything for me. That's action, bonus action, and all my movement.
Yeah.
But
So it's
I'm in, baby.
it's there.
Nice.
It's enough room for you to crawl in. You can see now that you got in there, it's just kind of walking. Like it's definitely the size that it can move kind of freely. Now, when you rushed in there, I'm gonna roll its perception here to see if it even saw that you were right behind it. We got a 17. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be able to keep to know you were there. Actually, it has. Yeah, it's aware. It turns towards you. As at the end of your turn.
Technically, my passive stealth is an 18.
Is it? Okay, then I'll give it to you.
Cool.
I'll give it to you.
I don't know if that really. I mean, I'm not actively trying to be stealthy. I just like baseball slid into a hole like on my stomach. So
right, but your passive stealth is your ability to stay quiet, without really having to worry about it. So I would say it rolls perception against your passive stealth and doesn't succeed there. It'd be fine. Only problem is that it does have true sight, and you are within the true sight. Does true sight give it instant knowledge of what's in its area?
it
can't see.
Be.
Right?
It just sees through illusions.
Okay. Well, then on its turn, it's going to run away. It's going to move 60 feet, dashing out of there into the tunnel. The other Duragar that is over there is going to doesn't have very many options here. It's at the edge of the cliff. It has a crag cat keeping itself occupied. There's really nothing else over there. It's gonna have to give its life. gonna have to give it. It's gonna have to die. If it wants to survive. So it is going to rush forward with one of its attacks. It is going to affect
That's
Timothy.
great logic.
It's going to affect Timothy, who's going to swing at.
If I want to live, I will have to die.
It's gonna. Let's see. Timothy's gonna roll his intelligence roll. So we got a 1d20 minus 3 here coming up. Looking for a 12. That's a 12. It succeeds. It is good to go. Does not succumb to the mind mastery, but we're going to roll 24 on our mind poison dagger against Timothy. That's going to hit for a total of 16 damage, almost killing Timothy. Timothy's down to 3. Timothy shrieks. It's migraine. It's hurting. Bitte, it's your turn.
Alrighty. So Beta, seeing so it's this guy, the one with less health that remains.
The only one that remains is the one in the middle. The one
in the middle.
The one in the middle is Lagoth, which is the one of the guards members who is turned. He's on Daniel's side. Kanayaka has the least health. She's on the far right. Arn's on the left. Yeah, I know the nameplates don't make it easy.
Okay, in that case, Beta is going to come up to here. And Beta will make a I'm trying to remember how much health they about have. But fuck it. Sharpshooter's a way of life, not a strategic choice. And as Beta will planar warrior sharpshooter a dart at them. Will a 12 will miss, I'm sure.
A 12 will hit.
12 will hit. Okay, for 26 damage.
26 damage. All right. Did not kill it. It is down to 1 health. You put it on. I mean, it got rocked by your dart coming through. Is there anything you could have done differently to give it that last push? Because otherwise, it's going to have one last swing at Kanayaka.
Actually, fuck it. Yeah, Beta will use his last casting of Zephyr Strike. Oh shit, no, because that'll just replace the damage. It'll just replace the D8 of damage.
Darn. It's okay. I mean, hopefully there won't be any heartbreak.
Is there any chance you can Hunter's Mark him?
So Hunter's Mark with it would need to have been cast as a bonus action, so it would be it's a bonus action for the extra damage regardless.
Oh, okay.
So alas.
It's a sad life. Bitte, are you gonna move anywhere else, or are you gonna sit where you are?
Beat is gonna stay where he is.
Okay. Rosemary, are you gonna be able to save Timothy here?
I think so. Do I? Is there any way I can like get up around to like flank him for advantage?
You can move around the other way. You can move through Timothy's space.
If I do like move through Timothy for that.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Then I'm gonna make my 2 fist attacks.
Okay. Fisty fist.
Ooh. Got a crit. So that's 16 damage.
Not enough to kill him, but enough to damage him significantly. He's on his last legs.
And to give Timothy advantage when Timothy attacks him this turn.
And to give Timothy damage. Unfortunately, no. Timothy's not going to attack. Yeah.
Well, if Timothy leaves, he knows he's going to get. Well, does he know he's going to get an attack of opportunity?
He has very little. He knows he's going to get swung again, but he's just kind of like the first time he swung and then backed away. This time, after getting those double migraine headaches, with Timothy being not very intelligent as a crag cat, he has an intelligence of 4.
Now, can I do my same like beast speech thing and just yell, "Finish him off, Timothy."
Yes. Roll me performance, because once again you're going to across species here.
Oh, okay.
This
Yeah,
is,
that's fair.
Your performance kind of tells Timothy to run away. What you thought was banging down was kind of like a move away symbol, I guess. In Timothy, he's gonna make a run, and we're gonna hope for the best here.
If you
Durgar,
kill Timothy, I'm gonna be real mad.
I'm so sorry, but
If
Durgar.
he's not going to attack and he's going to run away, can he disengage?
Oh, he can disengage with his action.
And would animals do that? All right, I'll
I believe
I'll
you-
roll an insight to see if he has the right frame of mind, because right now he's just kind of flailing from these mind poison daggers. That's the biggest issue here, is that there is some mind poison going on with Durigar. We got an insight check. He has 0 for his wisdom. Here we go. Looking for a 14 or higher. 13 or higher.
If I squint a little, I could probably believe that's a 13.
If you add 10,
Okay, so
In fact, it kind of looks like he rolled a 131.
That was
so
exactly what I was going to say.
Durigar coming through here with his mind poison dagger.
oh my god.
Timothy!
Timothy!
The crackhead has died.
Did Sharp Talon
Still
at
saving
all see
throws.
that?
He flies. He moves back. He gets a little tiny jab against his leg, but it's enough to kill his mind. Timothy goes down. He had 3 health remaining. He takes 18. Oof. Oof. All right, over here. I guess with his final breath, 2 swings against Kanayaka. Are we gonna have more heartbreak, or will the good guys rule and win today?
The poetic fall of. Oh my god! She and the cat at the exact same time.
No! All it needed was not to crit! All it needed was not to crit! No!
Oh my
You did
god.
this. You did this, Corey.
No! Oh, wait. Stone's endurance.
Oh!
There we go. 1d12 plus 3.
Right, bitch, you thought.
She needs at least a 3 here. Oh! Kanayaka, you thought she was down. Grandma still had some blood in her. Going to take 2 swings here. Gonna chop Agath in half. Holy hell. The damage coming out of Kanayaka to flip it around. Oh, I guess technically he also has Stone's Endurance, but I don't. He only had 1 health, so there's no way he could survive this. Yeah. Going down. Going
Says
down.
Kanayaka. Call an ambulance.
Not for me!
All right, so here we go. Let's roll some dice for what's happening in the rest of this.
And he won't get up.
All right, they're winning there. Even there.
Life alert joke for that.
Okay. And at the very last moment, Mama Griffin, who is struggling here, brings Rothy, who is near death, right over the edge. You know who also flies up? Baby Griffin. Flying on his own.
It's beautiful, and I can't see it.
Ape Rosemary wipes a tear.
Oh goodness. Okay, so we got Arn. Arn like looks at Kanayaka, looks at his mother, and he's like, "Mom, you got this?" And she's like, "You fucking know I do." And he rushes off into the distance with the other ones. They're gonna go and take care of whatever is going on deep within.
I'm now suspicious of whatever what's-his-face has been doing, just like sitting there watching like Kanayaka get the shit beat out of her.
Harad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when it really comes down to it, it's not that Herod's like he's just not. He's he, fighting is never really something that he enjoyed. And so
Not enjoyed. It's about not letting her die.
yeah, but in his mind, if Kanayaka wasn't going to win, he wasn't going to win. So it was one of those things like he got up and he went to help Levi. He's standing watch over Levi. That's what's happening here. It did take him a lot longer than he needed to get up. Delnadre, I don't know what you have, but whatever you have, you got to pull it out now. Thing's about 60 feet down this chute, and you really can't pull your short bow out. Do you have anything else you could throw?
What
Long range of a dagger, 60 feet.
what are we dealing with? Like, does this tunnel look like it's gonna open up? Is it like, oh yeah, if I could get forward 30 feet, I could probably at least get up on my knees and pull out my bow?
No. It from all the way down to where he is, it's the same size. It's a tunnel they dug, and they didn't make it
Is
very
it
big.
sloping downwards?
Slightly, but not in any significant slope.
All right, I'm gonna pull out my bag of at this point 948 ball bearings
Oh my god.
What?
and dump them
Oh
all
my god,
down.
you slide? You slide?
What is happening here? 950 ball bearings? When did you get this much?
I mean, I start the game with a bag of 1,000, and I used 52 of them, plinking them into that trap during the session 0.
Yeah, it's a thing rogues start with, is 1,000 ball bearings.
Yeah, it's in the burglar's pack.
Okay, so 1,000 ball bearings begin tumbling down at the Durigar.
Technically, as per the rules of ball bearings, he only has to make a DC 10 dexterity save, or he falls prone.
This is some BS, but I'll give it to you. All right, dex check to continue it on, or if he escapes, I guess. Oops. Come on, dex check. Do it. Do it.
Also, how far away is he?
He makes a 20. He's 60
Yeah,
feet
that's-
into that little tunnel. I'd say he hops on and rides them down. You speed him up.
Damn. That's really cool.
He just slides on out of here. And we'll end that
But
combat
Del,
there.
That was an object interaction. We've still got an action. And you can slide.
Ooh, Del, are you chasing him down?
And I like
If you could,
surfboard
Flip and
my
slide
body,
on
it.
rolling down the ball bearings.
if you can roll a good dex check, I will say you can start making up some distance here. Yeah.
All right,
I'll
what
give
do
it
you
to
want
I mean,
here?
this is
Just a straight dex or acrobatics or anything?
it really sounds acrobatic-y. I'll give you acrobatics. I'm
All
looking
right,
for a
let's
high roll here.
go. High-ish.
Yeah.
That's a high roll. All right, you hop on. It's gonna give you an extra 20 feet of movement, so that you're right up behind him, 10 feet away. I assume. Oh no, you had your object interaction. So
Yeah, I mean, can I
you
dash?
wouldn't have dashed, right?
Oh wait,
Can you bonus action dash?
I mean, if I'm
Wait, I thought object
I
interaction
can
was
dash
a free
as a
action.
bonus action.
Yeah, object interaction is its own separate thing. So you still have action and action, bonus action, reaction.
Right. So you can make up if you can dash with 20 extra movement speed, it's going to get you enough to get there. You can do it with a bonus action.
Yeah, I mean, I can dash as a bonus action as a rogue. I
sure.
can cunning action.
If you want to stab him in the back, have at
Yeah,
it.
baby,
Okay.
we're doing it.
All right. It'll be we'll resolve this combat here.
You
15 will hit.
15.
I'll bring him
No
back.
sneak attack,
I'll bring it back.
as we're surfing our way down.
to
But
the token here. Okay, so 16 hits. No, sorry, 11 hits. Wow, 11. Very nice. Sorry, making sure you can see that. Good. Click. We're down.
aha! Now that's gonna force him to either have to use his action to disengage or
No,
just stay and fight.
he's gonna stay and fight. He's gonna turn around and swing 2 mind daggers at you, mind poison daggers.
As he's
Let's see
struck
it.
by the toboggan of death.
So crits fails the first one, not doing so well. Second one's gonna stab you though, for a total of 14 damage, 10 psychic.
Reduced to 9, I have a resistance against psychic damage.
Wonderful. So 9 damage against Delnadre, and he picks up on the fact that you don't seem to be as affected by his mind poison. Let's roll some insight here for him.
Bro, you're not even through my temp HP.
He's a bit calm, but you can kind of see worry kind of crack open over his head. Now, is anybody else attempting to go after Delnadre, or are you guys going to deal with what's happening in the rest of the Sky Sour shelter?
Stuck in combat with this guy.
Is he?
Oh,
is
he's still
he
alive? My apologies. Let's go back to the combat that we're doing over here before we get to you, Delnadre.
Yeah,
totally
that's
forgot.
right. But before we get off this, while it's still there, is he reduced as per the rules of enlarge reduce?
Oh, that's right. So in fact, he should
That
have
makes
done.
his weapon do slightly less
It
damage.
should have done 1
Minus a
piercing.
D4.
So psychic gets up to 46, but so I'll just roll the damage here. So reduce that however you would have reduced it. So what is that down to a 6 instead of a 9?
Yes, correct. Yeah, 5 psychic damage and 1 piercing.
Yeah, so it did get +5 to all dexterity checks, so it would have been even better earlier, but it had a 20, so it's good. It does have a +5 to its AC. I didn't catch that the first time, so just be aware what you hit with that 15 wouldn't hit again, but I'm not gonna, yeah.
Retroactively, yeah.
Yeah, it's already happened, and it's good to go. Okay, so back to this other mind guy. Once again, we got some daggers going. Timothy is dead. 2 daggers to Rosemary. Just to make sure. Yeah, it would have been in that order. 15, does that hit Rosemary?
15 does hit.
For that much damage, 13.
13? Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
And then since that guy's still up and the combat's still going, Bitte, you said you were going to go and check out what's happening with the rest of it, or are you going to go find your friends?
So Beta would first run to where he believes Rosemary and Dell to be. Is that the area that they actually are, or?
So you would have probably thought that they were with Kanaika, because that's kind of like.
Okay.
So
you probably would call out to Kanaika, where are my companions?
Yeah, and she's kind of like, she's worried, she's tired from exerting and killing that guy in the last final seconds. Just put the thumb back behind her and into her room, and you kind of rush past. First thing you see is Levi on the ground with Harad. Levi with significant chest injuries, bandages that are bloodied. Levi does not look like
it. Which direction is that from the area with the campfire where Beta is?
So where Beta is it's right where you are. So you're looking at Levi.
Okay, so it's like this.
Yeah, up to the right is where Delnadre and Rosemary are, and when you get to where you are right now, you hear, stuff going on that you would kind of make that inference if it's going through there. Although Harad would once again kind of like gesture you towards that way, and Vic, don't worry, this is unrelated. Go help your friends.
Okay, Beta will dash into this area, and that will end his turn, I suppose. Or he'll bonus action precast Zephyr Strike.
Okay. Rosemary, you were up. Come on, Rosemary, finish this guy off.
Try. I'm no longer flanking, so I don't get advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But I do get 2 fist attacks. Does the 14 hit him?
The 14 does hit.
Oof, I only do 4.
Not enough to kill him, though. He's still alive.
I am reeling from seeing the death of Timothy.
All right. So things are happening. Well, Arn, along with his soldiers, his two guardsmen, are dealing with the the unrest that's happening within Sky Tower's shelter. But we're back up to Delnadre fighting the Duragar Mindmaster in the tunnel.
Okay. Since we're not moving, I'm going to bonus action steady aim to give myself advantage on my next attack.
Ooh, very nice.
Hey.
And step. Oh, I don't think that's enough.
Does not. You need a 19 with that +5 off his AC from earlier. Is not going to hit. Duragar is going to dodge, dip, dive, weave, stab again, miss, stab again, miss,
Yes.
miss and miss, stabbing and stabbing, not doing so well. Oh, Duragar, that's not inside, stabbing twice at Rosemary. 18's gonna hit
Yeah.
for 18 damage.
Oof. Okay, so the animal drops. So 18 minus 6 is
12.
12. Okay, so I take 12 damage as Rosemary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's your turn.
All right, my turn as Rosemary. Fuck. Sorry, I was not looking at my spells because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like hit him with my ape shit.
With rock chip. Now, think about this. You can prepare yourself as well. Wait, you're not of a. Never mind. You're not the moon, so you can't attack and shapeshift.
No, and I'm also out of wild shapes because I used one earlier this day.
Well then that solves that. Yeah. So you just got this guy right in front of you. He looks very weak. You could perhaps non-lethally knock him out. Haven't really done that yet.
Oh, also, I think I used all of my spells with the fucking surgery.
You did burn a lot of spells with that, yeah.
My thing says I have 2 level 1 spells, but I can't imagine that I hadn't been using them on Cure Wounds.
So Healing Spirits
It's
level 2.
been so long ago, I can't remember.
Is Detect Magic.
I did hear it. I had Detect Magic up. The Healing Spirit was a second level spell.
Yeah, you used.
I used all of my second level spells.
You used a Detect Magic. You used a Wither and Bloom.
Yes.
Yeah, which was another second level.
That's a first level. That's a second level. Okay.
I only want to think 1 Cure Wounds you used.
Yeah, I think you only used 1 Cure Wounds at the end.
Yeah.
When
I also had done a Goodberry to like prep for it.
Yes, you did do a Goodberry.
Oh yeah, you made a pain reliever out of a Goodberry.
Yeah. Detect Magic is a first level spell, so then I did like at least 3 first level spells out of the 4 I can do.
Yeah, so you got 1 spell going here, or you got your fists.
Cantrips, baby.
Oh yeah, cantrip.
Yeah, the cantrip that I have is Thorn Whip, so I can potentially do a Thorn Whip.
But remember, if you want, it's your choice if you want to non-lethally do something. But ranged is not non-lethal.
I mean, he just killed Timothy. I don't know if I want to do non-lethal on this guy.
That's fair. I'm not saying you have to.
Thorn Whip is also technically a melee spell attack.
Oh, even better.
Thorn Whip is a melee spell attack?
Yeah.
Melee spell attack. Yeah, I think that's my best chance to hit. Alright, I'm gonna roll this, ignore the damage that it says.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 19.
That hits.
Alright, so creature takes 1d6 piercing damage. He takes 2 damage. I am chipping away at this motherfucker. He's still alive.
Oh no.
Now it's your chance to surrender, Duragar.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to surrender with his 1 hit point left and like me and a griffin right in front of him.
This is an assassin. He will kill himself versus surrender.
I mean, he could if he wants to. I'm not stopping him.
All right, so we're going back around now. The Mama Griffiths here is back in. She pissed. She's gonna fly over and assist you there. Hopefully, being able to attack over you. I'm gonna say yeah.
Makes sense.
Poking him with a beak. Let's do some stabby damage. Here we go. Beak. For 24 to hit. That hits. 8 piercing. That kills
Nice.
it.
Hell yeah.
Goodness gracious. It does not do it non-lethally. It is definitely pecks its brains out. Goodbye, Duragar Mindmaster. Number 2. Now we just have the third one. Delnadre, you're up. How you feeling there, buddy?
Man,
still
me and this
confident?
guy are just like locked in each other, like grappling and like trying to push our knives into the other person's eye. There's no backing
Very
down from a
World War
conflict
I.
like this. So
You can get a hit on him, and if at advantage, you'll have your sneak attack. You can
yeah,
just, like
so
one-shot him.
steady aim. Let's go for another. Oh boy. That's double 20s, y'all. Oh, it wasn't a double 20. It rolled over. Okay.
Oh.
Well, still, there's a 20 in there.
At
All
least
right.
120 in there.
So yeah.
26 damage.
26 damage. It almost kills him. He's down to like a sliver of health. You stab him and you get to force that dagger in, or sword. You're using your rapier.
That's your chance to surrender, Duragar.
Jab it in there. Okay, so you can't communicate with him, but do you want to do anything gesture-wise?
I can communicate. Well, wait, actually, no. Hold on. I think actually my telepathy is not good enough to overcome language.
Double check that. That's on the
oh no, you don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand, but the creature must be able to understand at least one language.
Okay.
So yeah,
It does.
telepathically, I will command him to surrender.
Okay. Is that a two-way or one-way radio? I forget.
It's one way unless I use an action, which I obviously am not doing.
Okay.
I use my action to attack.
The Mind Master kind of like gets taken aback for a moment there, and then it flips its eyes left to right. What's on the left to the right? What's on to the left? What's to the right? Walls. Doesn't have much to do. It's gonna make 2 dagger attacks against you, Blake.
Okay.
15, 17?
17 hits.
17 hits. We're gonna do not very much.
4 damage.
It throws its daggers down. Puts its arms out. It's given up.
All right. Gonna do my best to tie it up. I don't think I have any manacles or anything like that. I need to get some handcuffs. I just have rope.
Yeah.
So
all right.
I'm just gonna because he's small, I'm just gonna completely like wrap him up.
Yeah,
like,
he's a tiny little person. That's right. Like you're crawling through there, but you're just gonna like get him up. And for the most part,
I'm just like crawling and just like dragging him by his feet.
Yeah. So do you want to bring his mind daggers with you, or to help yourself, or to keep him back?
I mean, I'll take him if I can slip him into my pocket. Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You slip into your pocket. You're wrapping him up, bringing him back. That's gonna be the end of that battle there. And we're gonna call this we're gonna call the session here. We will deal with the fallout from what has happened here, Sky Tower Shelter, next session. We'll pick it up next section, but Arn has routed out the enemies. There are a couple of Goliaths that have been captured, a couple more, in fact, a lot more, that have been killed. Sky Tower Shelter is in ruins, is in shambles from this betrayal, from this ambush, incursion, and the sneak attack. How will this affect them and their thoughts towards their feud with Wormdoom Crag? Only time will tell. And next session will tell as well. Great session, y'all. Good job, Bitte, with your with taking out Gaman and the Duragar. Good job, Delnadre, Rosemary, taking out the Duragar that attacked Sky Tower.
This combat's were a study in turning tables.
Yeah.
These were some visceral fights, yo.
We got
Yeah.
damage happening, like things going down. Rosemary taking some damage there, getting straight through an ape.
And
Delnadre, ballsy
we all
move.
separately ended up in like a weird, like grapple-y clinch, like
Fight.
fucking trench fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that Timothy was making some death saving throws and I could potentially stabilize them with a cantrip?
I will give him his death saving throws, and if he succeeds them, then we will let you save him. If he does not, he does not.
Okay, that's fair.
Timothy.
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 Timothy. Timothy.
Timothy.
Timothy.
Timothy.
Timothy. Timothy.
It'll be a nice win for Rosemary to have prevented Timothy from dying, if that's possible.
All right, here we go. Roll number 1. Good.
It's a success.
Okay. Roll number 2. We need to be coming out best of 3 here, right?
It's you get 3 successes or 3 failures.
Okay. Well, then we keep.
And success is anything over 10, and failure is anything under 10.
Success
10
again.
or over is a success.
Here we
10,
go.
10 or more.
He's good.
Timothy!
Timothy's
A strong-willed cat.
He comes.
We shall not fall.
He is back. Timothy.
We have now reached 8 lives.
Timothy.
Timothy used his stone's endurance.
It's honestly, it's a sad part that the Mind Masters weren't throwing any spells at him, since crag cats have spell turning. I was really hoping they were gonna, like, the Mind Mastery was gonna be a spell, but it was not. So he couldn't be throwing it. And then I thought he was gonna be able to pounce that first guy, but he did not. Did not do as well as we thought.
Just for flavor, because I feel like we're probably at the next stage going to have, at some point, a long rest. I'll just dump my last first level spell into a Cure Wounds for Timothy.
Okay. Bringing him back from the brink. What do we got here, heals wise?
That's a random roll, brings a white dragon.
1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier, which is 6. So he gets 7.
Spellcasting modifier is 6?
I have a high wisdom.
Not your spell attack or spell cast, your modifier. Because attack would be 6, right? Oh, wait, no, I guess it's proficiency.
I think my spell attack bonus and my spellcasting modifier are the same.
It would just be your wisdom.
A spell attack includes proficiency.
Wisdom plus proficiency? Okay. If it's
the
just
modifier
plus
is
my
just
modifier,
wisdom.
Okay, then that's just a +4.
Just a +4.
I was like, what did Corey give you that got you to a 22?
Sorry about that.
So
Like, I will have words.
we got
I
it.
will have.
We're good there. Going up. Timothy's coming
Beat
back.
clearly needs as much help hitting as he can.
Levi still sleeping. Slept through this whole thing. And he's gonna sleep through your level up. This is definitely not only was the surgery something that was extreme, but this was also an extreme event. And unless you guys do something to insult Arn, I'm gonna have to say you for the most part given a good reason for Arn to divert his attention elsewhere. Not only that, perhaps even come together to form something new, which is something Gaman had hoped for, but perhaps now it'll be in a nicer light. So level 5! Woo!
Hooray!
Level 5! Yay!
2 attacks. The thing I've done so many builds where I was just like, okay, I will sacrifice whatever I need
Level
to with
56,
this character to do more than one
yay!
attack roll. In the pre-level 5 levels, and here we are, and I'm very happy.
Wonderful. So that is our session 23 down for the books. We're hitting that turn. We have making some new allies, and for the second time only, which I'm very surprised after all these sessions, we've only really interacted with them twice. For the second time, we've had the Duragar come up and cause trouble. Does this mean that the party is going to focus a little bit more of their attention towards these menacing foes?
Nah.
Gonna continue. Gonna continue
We'll,
to do.
we'll just stick the Goliaths on them.
We're just gonna continue to do world building with our hotels there in good
We're on a
need for
Chewinga hunt.
for the Chewingas. It's just
You know.
everything else doesn't
And then
matter.
we'll have a Chewinga army
Yeah,
to face up.
that's what we need. So,
Bring in the Fox Cavalry.
oh gosh. Well, this was a fun session, y'all. As always, we are Everybody's a Mimic 5th edition, 5th edition D&D podcast playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. My name is Corey. I am your dungeon master. I was joined by Blake, who played
Delnadre Miracos, and I felt pretty cool this session.
pretty cool indeed. We also were joined by Rachel, who plays
Rosemary Bone Crusher, who felt a little uncool, but it's cool.
and finally, rounding out the group, we have Carson, who plays
Bitte Yetimated, who felt extremely uncool for a good portion of the
a lot of missed shots there. A lot of missed shots.
a lot
Just roll
of
2
missed shots.
crits. Just roll 2 crits on sneak attack. You're good.
Oh man.
And
Wizards of the
that's
Coast,
the
don't
dream.
take away my sneak attack crits, please. Stop that.
don't do that. And finally, although he was not here for the session, he was joining us in spirit. We have Ben, who plays Levi Corvallis, who this session was probably
little guy.
feeling a lot of pain. I'm gonna go with feeling a lot of pain. How much
Just a sleepy little guy.
how much pain do you think Levi actually is in? Considering this is
I think
open
he's passed the fuck out right now.
open chest
I think he's not
surgery.
gonna really feel the pain until he wakes up.
Open chest
I
surgery.
mean, he had like 2 people's hands reaching around in his body while a little frog tadpole ran up and down his intestines. He's
Yeah,
not
it's
feeling
like-
good.
It's not gonna be good,
And
but
the-
I think right now his body is so like in shock that he's not even in pain right now. He's just knocked the fuck out.
His body is. Are you sure he's not in shock?
At the same time, Rosemary did magically cure his wounds. It's magic, bitch.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right.
I spent a
Everything-
lot of magic trying to heal him, so it could be worse.
That just means he has a painfully placed scar tissue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ultimately, it's what's going to come down to. Well, we'll find out more about how Ben and Levi feel next session when he's able to join us again. Thank you all so much for listening, and we hope you'll come back